I become alive before the sun is rise. When the sun does rise, I reach out, opening my hands to welcome in the day. Gather in the sun's rays before my and the healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Hi everybody. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, love is the word. Moving through the day, ain't no accidents around. Giving thanks to heaven that I am still alive. Blessing my enemies with the ones I love. Praying for forgiveness for any damages I've done. Healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, love is the word. Greetings, dear viewers. Okay, let's see if I can get over to the screen here. Let's have a look, see what's going on. So we have some visitors. Greetings. Giselle. Hi Giselle. Astro Weather. Yay. All sun is here. All sun brings the light, people. Valerie, hi Valerie. Laurie. Hi Laurie, okay, we'll just put you in a box right away. There you go, how about that? Terry. Hi Terry, what's going on? Favorites here, favorites in the room. Yes, see what else I got. Hi Ms. Zola. Hi Ms. Zola. Wait a minute, the names are going too fast. Slow down, slow down. Magali. Giggle. Hey Giggle. I got Giselle, but I got Giggle now too. I got you, Giggle. I got you right there. Look, see? Yay. All right? All right? No worries. Laurie. Did I get Laurie? Yes. Laurie, you're here. You got it. Karen was here first. Yay. Karen was first in the room. Well done. Brady. Kristen, hold on. Wait, slow down. Brady. Kristen. Hold on. Kelly. Hold on. I've got to catch up. Gloria. 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 Natasha. Natasha. Oh, the screen is going too fast for me. Sorry. Hello, 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 hello. Woo! Yeah, woo it is. Yeah. Somehow I have a feeling that some of you have been here before. I have a feeling I've seen some of you guys before. Connie Merlino. Hi, Connie. Good evening, Connie. Let's have a look. I got to catch up with some of the names.
Oh, yeah, issues, yeah. Well, thousands of people were hit. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, I gotta put pink and M in blank. Where's M? I see you, M. M dash. I'm just gonna call it M dash. Okay. All right. Is that good enough for you? Hi, Kelly. I think I put you there. Yes, I got you there, Kelly. Healing vibrations rattle through my soul. Sammy, beautiful one. Hey, beautiful one. Hi, Sammy. Hold on. I gotta start another one. Sammy. Sammy Hall, the beautiful one. Let me pull that over there. I just missed one. Stay there. Stay there. Slow down. Slow down. Oh, gosh. Big Bridget. I'll just put Bridget. That I am still alive. Anitra. Anitra. Blessing the ones I love. Stay there. Hold on. I saw another one that I missed. Siobhan. Siobhan. Okay, I got you. I got you. Basil. Basil. Man or female? Beautiful one. Where's beautiful one? Beautiful. I'll just put beautiful one, okay? So it fits on the page better. Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Are you the Sharon who made that awesome thing that you did with the monthly thing? Is that you, Sharon? Because I know there was a Sharon. I got you, Sharon, right here, okay? Basel is back. Amber. Amber. We got Amber. Well, I'm glad to see you're all chatting amongst yourselves. I know some of you are already good friends now. Love is the word. And the healing vibrations rattle through my soul. Lydia, Lydia, I gotta put you on here. I'm putting a box around your name, Lydia, just so that you know. Did I get Terry? Wait a minute, did I get Terry Vaden? I got you, Terry. I got you here, all right? Don't worry. Jessica? I got Jessica. 27? What? What? Hold on. What's this? What's this about a stroke? Oh, whoa, hold on. You're a newbie. Lydia, I got you marked here. You're a newbie. Precious moments. Precious moments. We're going to do precious moments. We want to talk, okay? Let's talk. Let's talk. Tell us what's going on. Is this about your daughter who had that awful situation? Hold on, I'm just going to check the notes here. Got to check the notes. Brady's a newbie? Where's Brady? You'll see in a little while, Lydia. It's just for kind of keeping the records. And Nitra's new too. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna, this song keeps playing over and over because I'm still just checking people in. We're still checking people. I got you, Brady. Anitra, where's Anitra? I saw Anitra here somewhere. New. I become alive before the sun does rise. When the sun does rise, I reach out for the skies. So precious moments. That's about your daughter when you were here a few weeks ago. Pink. The sun's rays on my and the healing vibrations. Abby's in the house. Abby just arrived, people. Welcome, Abby. Welcome, Abby. Much love to you, Abby. Thanks for hanging out. Love is the word. Yeah. It's pretty freaking mind-boggling what's going on out there. Hey, Siobhan, no, we're doing... Look, Siobhan, here it is. Yes, everything is well. Abby's in the house. Abby's an online digital doctor. In case you're wondering what's going on. Siobhan, this is the topic, this is the theme. You get a chance to have a free mini reading. It's kind of random. Favorite, thank you. You got it right. You got to reveal it to heal it. Resonate inside us. Love is the word. Mel 1994 is in the house. The day is done. The moon is on the rise. Thanks, Lydia. Thanks for liking the readings. I'm going to let the song play out and then we're going to start the show, okay? Terry. Before my eyes. And the healing vibrations rattle through my soul. Shaking up the bones, making me whole. Cancer diseases by changing the world. The sounds of the universe, my own will be heard. Sharon Banks is in the house. Sharon Banks. That's the one I was asking. So there's two Sharons here tonight. There's Sharon and Sharon Banks. Sharon Banks. And put that all one word there. Hi Sharon. Hi, yes. We're still alive. Tarot Lumination is still going. Love is the word. Yep. 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 Okay, no, Shirelle. Hi, Shirelle. So, you know, everybody, this is what's happening, right? Love is the word. Love is the word. So Precious, you're watching this from inside the hospital with your daughter? Serious? Is that what's going on? Because it says here that you're on a hospital Wi-Fi and it sucks. Love is the word. Love is the word. Julia. Okay, I'm going to turn the music off now, folks. Okay, I'm going to turn the music off in just a moment. Just hang in there. Stay right there. All right. All right. So we've been checking in names. Hello. 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 Greetings, everyone. Good evening. I know it's very late for some of you, so we'll kind of dive into the show pretty soon. I just wanted to say hi to everybody and thank you all for showing up. And ooh, I don't know about you guys, but it's been pretty wobbly over the last couple of months with the Leo eclipses, the Leo new moon, and then we're just coming out of that massive, big 5-planet wall of Virgo just recently, whatever it was on the new moon. And did you happen to notice, everybody, how that's almost 2 weeks ago when that massive earth energy happened and we had all the earthquakes, hurricanes, flooding, and that stuff in Italy. Oh my gosh, the whole planet. Can you imagine what's happening? Let me make a doodle for you just really quickly here. This is not an astrology channel, okay? But just imagine this is planet Earth, okay? There's little old planet Earth, and we have enough problems just dealing with our lunar cycles. Talk to any woman. Now just imagine all of a sudden you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets all the way over here in one sign, Virgo, okay, all at once. Now, can you imagine the gravitational pull that has on the planet? So it's like it's sucking the planet over in this direction, because that's what happens with the moon. I mean, you guys already know that. Wherever the moon goes, this is what happens. So when the moon moves over here, of course, this is where you get your high tides, because that's where the moon is pulling the water, okay? But with all these planets in Virgo, it was pulling the whole of planet Earth. So I think it was triggering big convulsions, like with the earthquakes and the hurricanes, and just really, really messing with the planet in a very obvious way. I actually had an earthquake here, almost exactly at that moment in time. It was absolutely terrifying. I just want to let you know, we've all had our terrifying moments. Anyway, enough with the chatter. I wanted to check in very briefly. Hold on. I just wanted to check in before excuse me, hold on. Before we forget, if I'm remembering correctly, I want to put on Mary's name here. Hold on, I got to put Mary on the charts. Excuse me, Mary H. Mary H. and Minerva and Laura. Minerva, I got this. I'm just catching up, everybody, okay? And Laura. Oh my gosh, there's more. Sharon, okay. Sharon, okay. So let's, yeah, I just put you there, Laura, okay? That's Laura Miller, Laura M, okay? I just wanted to say that if I'm correct, is it Precious Moments? Precious Moments, you're the mom, and it sounds like you're in the hospital right now with your daughter with the trauma. Is that correct? If you could just affirm, so we don't get our wires crossed, because a lot of us were very concerned when you came here last time, and we just want to know. It sounds like she's in recovery, at least a tiny little bit. So, okay, the volunteer. Okay, volunteers here. So. Oh, there's another Lauren. Okay, hold on. I've got another Lauren. Volunteer. Hold on. Stay there. I'm just trying to keep the names logged in. We were just keeping a record. Oh, hey, yeah, thanks, Abby. Thanks for reminding everyone to hit the like button or subscribe or something like that, or If anyone's absolutely desperate for a reading, you can actually do whatever it's called. I think it's called a super chat or something. And there's somebody, you might be here tonight. I owe you a reading because apparently I missed last time and you put something in the super chat and you paid for a reading, but you never got your reading. So whoever that is, if you can find a way to like make it really jump out on the screen so I can see it, because my computer systems are all over there and I have to look far over there to see it all while we're doing the show. So Precious, you've been back and forth with your daughter for almost 3 months now. It's a lot of dedication, a lot of devotion. I'm glad she's getting better. We all kind of knew she was going to get better, but man, it's very, very serious. It sounds like she really took a hit. And you typed in something earlier that you actually saw a little bit, a hint of a smile. She's actually smiling, so she has some motor function. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, like a few, you think there's a few more weeks to go or a few more months to go before she can go home? Yeah. Wow. All right. So I've got a bunch of names here. I don't know if I've got everybody, but we got about 30 people in the room tonight. So that's a lot. That's way more than we can handle. And what I wanted to do is start off immediately and start doing some readings for folks and get into the fun part of the show. And then we'll take a little break. And wait a minute, did I get Aquarius Moonstone? Did I get that? Did I get you Aquarius Moonstone? I don't think I did. I'm sure I would have remembered a name like that. I'll just put you down as Aquarius, okay? No, wait a minute. I thought I did. Stay there, hold on. No, I didn't. Aquarius Moonstone. I'll just put M. Aquarius M, okay? Oh, you just arrived. Okay. So I'm going to highlight some names because I know I'm going to cherry pick a few names just to get the show rolling. I hope you don't mind. And because I think Karen O was first in the room, we're going to put Karen O in there. Brady's new. We're going to give Brady one anyway. Laurie's going to get one anyway. And I think Terry's getting one. Let's have a look over here. Anitra, Lydia. I think I marked Lydia. That's a lot to get rolling. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4. I've already got 4. We might have to take a little bit of time to catch up. Oh, let me read that. Let me read that. Hold on, Precious. So she broke 16 bones, fractured her skull, and she's been in an induced coma ever since they need to wake her until the swelling in her brain goes down. Oh my God, it sounds miserable. It sounds miserable. But if she's smiling, then something's working. Something's working. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to put the names over here. Let's make a bit of room. Okay, you understand what's going on here tonight, folks. It's just a free, fun, like promotional show to get people aware of the Tarot Lumination channel to see what we do here. So this is your chance for a free mini reading, okay? So I'm going to set that aside and make some room. And this is the show. It's Sunday Night Live with Tarot Lumination. It's Sunday, October 24th, 2017, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So back in Europe, it's probably early morning. If you're in New York or Boston or Jacksonville or somewhere, it's going to be like 10 to 15, 10:30 at night already. Okay, so let's have a look. Sammy, oh, I didn't get you. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I've got Sammy. Hold on. I got to put that on the list here. Hold on. Stay there, Sammy. I want to make sure Sammy's here. Okay, so I got you, Sammy. Okay. Yeah, we'll do another big prayer session tonight later on. If Precious can hang in, we'll do a little group hug thing for your daughter, okay? Just for fun. Just the same thing we did last time, okay? And 10:30 in Ohio, I'm watching from bed. Hug your babies extra close before they go to school because you never know when you will see them again. No, you're right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sometimes there's these amazing things that you could do. Like maybe, you know how when you play classical music, sometimes it's very soothing. There's Precious, by the way, I know it might not be very interesting to you in particular, but there's a piece of music that I love. It's called the Jupiter Suite, and it's from Holst. Let me write that down for you because it is a most amazing piece of music. And I sometimes play it to myself when I'm absolutely desperate. There's an old composer. Hold on, sorry, it's getting messy here. Music is very healing sometimes. There's a classical. There's a classical composer called Holst, okay, and he wrote a massive symphonic piece called The Planets. Okay, and he wrote a massive piece called The Planets, and the big planet of healing, which for many people is Jupiter. There's a particular, I mean, you could Google it on YouTube. You could just go there right now and you can play it on a YouTube. You just Google Holst the Planets Jupiter. And if you pick one of those big symphonic orchestras from London or something, it's absolutely, it will blow your mind. It's an amazing piece of music. It's so uplifting. It's so powerful. It's so healing. And it really, I think it works miracles, frankly. It's the miracle planet. It's the big, big planet of joviality and teaching and healing and getting better and good fortune and happiness. So this is a little piece of musical recipe healing for you, Precious. So I hope this makes sense. Okay, I'm just going to put it up there for you. And if you can make anything out of it, good luck, okay? Yes, Aquarius, it is truly awesome. It's seriously awesome. Okay, let me put my desk back together here so we can start the show. And we're going to start the show with a few names. We're going to write some names right here like this. Okay, we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it, so it's going to look like this. Karen. Oh, okay. So let's do there. There's Karen. And I'm going to read for Terry. Okay. I'm just pulling these all at random. And then I had another one. Lydia. Okay. And now we're going to do Laurie. And then I think Brady. I think that's how it's going to go. Anyway, that's enough to get started. That's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of fun. And for all the newbies, you'll see what we do on the show. I know there's a bunch of regulars here. I love having you guys, but for some reason, I feel a real powerful urge to be really specific about cherry picking names where I'm resonating, and I feel I want to read for them. So please allow for my my quirky habits, okay? I hope you don't mind. And if I start missing names, okay, I'm already missing names. Hold on. RL Quate. Oh, I know. RLQ Hate. RLQ Hate. Okay, I just saw you on the screen. Okay. Okay. Laura, second time. Okay. All right, let's have a look. I'm going to put everything aside over here. I'm going to set this all aside over here. I'm going to collect all these names in this order, like so. And we are going to start the show, folks. Da, 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 da. Cards are already pre-shuffled well in advance. Wait a minute. All right, I see where you're coming from, Shirelle. I know what you're saying exactly. I know what you're saying. Now, I don't know if there's here tonight, but there was someone else, and I owe you a reading, okay? Okay, I just put it. I see what happened. I got it. I got the hint. Don't you worry. Okay? Okay. Wait a minute. I don't think I wrote Destiny on here. Did I? Oh, I'm starting to get confused now. There's so many people. Oh, gosh. How do we keep up with all of this? Destiny. Oh, did I get Angelica? I don't think I did. I really like to keep a record of everyone who showed up. It's very satisfying at the end of the show. Angelica. Yay. Love and joy. Love and joy. Wow. Love and joy. Okay, I just caught that. I just caught that. Oh, Lakeisha. Sorry, I missed that too. Gosh. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, thank you so much. I know what you're saying, Laura. I'm kind of out of breath. Breathe in the new. Out with the old. In with the new. Out with the old. In with the new. Out with the old. In with the new. Out with the old. All right. Sip of water, and then we're going to go for it. Carano, I hope you're up and ready. Yeah, I'm sorry, Giggle. It's a little overwhelming. It's like, can you imagine having 40 people in your living room? I don't know, maybe you got a mansion, but that's a lot of people to put in a living room. Because that's what it feels like from here. Oh gosh, gosh. Uh-oh, I see another new name. Angela, wait a minute, I just saw that. Stay there. I missed one. Hold on, I missed somebody. Oh gosh, where is it? Oh, I missed another one. Anna Teresa. Oh gosh. Stellar Love. Stellar. I'm going to put Stellar over here. And Anna Teresa. I don't think I got you earlier. Angela Gibson. Did I get you earlier? Okay. Valerie Gallant. Valerie? Okay, anyway, let's go for it. Come on. Yeah, I know. Yep, yeah. Thanks for the pressure, folks. Yeah, sure. That's great. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, let's just do it. Cards were already shuffled. We're going to go up to the last moment so that you are a witness. No jumpers, no flyers, no reversals, no oracles. We're just going to go for the basics, all right? We're shuffled. Karen, oh, you are up. Okay. Now, to speed things up and maybe have more readings, I think I might skip the weather. Let's just see what happens, if you don't mind. We're going fresh. We're going new. We're just going to dive right in. Okay? We're going blind. It's just like walking out the front door without checking the weather. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to deal with it. All right, Karen? Bammo. Oh, okay. I can't resist. I have to look at the weather. Okay, so with the Two of Wands here, Karen, it might be that you, whether you like it or not, you might be either forced into a position of having to reevaluate your future and start planning things all over again, because the situation itself might be a little bit uncomfortable when it comes to matters of the heart. If you're dealing with I don't want to be too specific here, but if it's a love triangle, if you're dealing with a betrayal of any kind, betrayal of self, betrayal of others upon you, or if you have betrayed others and you're starting to feel it, either way, I feel a lot of this energy is the energy of betrayal, and that can be extremely painful for all of us. I'm sure we've all had this at some point in our lives, and certainly at some reading in the past, some tarot reading somewhere. We've all had the Three of Swords somewhere. So, Carano, join the club. You're with the rest of us. We've all had to deal with this at some point. So now it is, a card from the Swords group, but it is very much about the heart energy, because I feel the reason this card is this way is because the energy of betrayal can be so painful. It's almost you could break your arm. And look at the Precious and her daughter enduring massive amounts of physical pain and trauma, and yet the daughter has a little smile on her face. It's starting to happen right now. But when you are in a situation where you have to endure betrayal of the heart, that can be devastating. It's absolutely crippling and devastating at times. So it's a good idea that we're revealing this to heal it. Because if you're going to bury this kind of energy, this turns into very, very deeply buried pain, which just turns into a lot of physical pain later on, even if you don't want to admit it. So what's the challenge with all of this? It might be like there's two really contradictory energies going on here, Karen. With this as a situation, and this is the weather where you might be forced, whether you like it or not, to look beyond your situation right now. What the heck are you going to do? Also, the weather might be indicating that it's time to look forward and look beyond your current situation. However, the challenge is with the Four of Pentacles here that you might be very deeply attached to the status quo. And that becomes a problem, because then it becomes very difficult to heal oneself from the energy of betrayal. Okay, sometimes when there's betrayal, it really, really is important to separate oneself physically, emotionally, financially, psychologically, in, distance, like whatever it is, however you have to do it, in order to heal yourself and protect yourself. Because if you continue to hold on to the status quo just for the sake of stability, all you're doing is asking for the energy of betrayal to come back again. And if it involves triangulated relationships, that can just end up getting worse and worse and worse. So the problem would be, Karen, much more to do with like letting go of the status quo and liberating yourself and freeing yourself. So these two energies in this particular spread, in this reading, are very contradictory. Knowing deep down that it might be good to move on, but also being terrified of moving on because of losing the stability and the foundation of what you already know in life. And it's mind-boggling how many people and how much pain people are willing to tolerate, rather than have to move on into the unknown. Because this much energy here is so powerful. It can be so powerful and so painful and so destructive that the animal urge would be, of course, to bust out, get away. But then our brain kicks in and says, well, wait a minute, I can't do that because I've got this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, all deeply founded and holding it all together. So how are we going to deal with it? Okay, my feeling here, Karen, is to let the grief and sorrow and misery flow. It's really important for the self-healing here. All healing is self-healing, ultimately, okay? Precious and her daughter, with all the care that the daughter is receiving, ultimately the little girl is healing herself deeply from the inside with a lot of love and support from all the doctors and the services and the machinery and the tools and the angels from heaven above. And you can do the same thing too. If you are in a lot of pain and it's to do with matters of the heart, if there's betrayal, and you're not willing to deal with it because you're scared of what comes next and the status quo, losing your status quo, losing your status, losing financial stability, emotional stability, physical stability. There's no point in trying to fight this. The way to handle it is to allow the grief to flow. In other words, if there is that much pain, instead of trying to figure it out by should I stay or should I go? The answer will probably be revealed um, after you allow the grief to flow. In other words, if there's a big loss of heart, maybe you've lost someone very precious to you, allow the grief to flow, allow the sadness to come to the surface, because that's very, very healing. If, I mean, I don't want to, this is kind of turning into a heavy reading, Karen. I don't normally get this heavy on a live fun show, but if you need to cry it out of your system, cry it out of your system, okay? Get it all out there, reveal it to heal it, let it all flow, because always, always the answer is love. There's always two little cups there waiting for you as soon as you get over things, all right? So that was a very heavy reading to start the show, folks, but I hope you got something out of this, Karen. I hope I didn't touch too many nerves or hurt your feelings or bring too many sensitive issues into the public eye, but that's what happens on this show. And I wouldn't be surprised if that reading affects other people too, or has a direct relevance into other people's lives as well. So if you're not feeling it exactly, maybe it's perfect for someone else, okay, Karen O? So thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. It's a great pleasure here on Tarot Illumination to do this for you folks. I love doing it. Terry, you're up. All right, Terry? All right? Oh, I see. Oh, thank you, Karen. Oh, I'm sorry. So there was a loss, a deep loss. Okay. Well, it's probably good that you get it out in the open. It's very, very healing to grieve. Grieving is very, very important, okay? Okay? So, yeah, okay? Thanks, Karen O, for sharing with us. You're in a good place here. You're with some really, really good people. There's a lot of love in the room here. There's a lot of very loving people, and it works. It feeds on itself. Love breeds love, okay? So you don't have to forget that. It's there. It's around you all the time, even if you're not aware of it. Sometimes we need reminders. Sometimes we all need reminders that love is surrounding us all the time, okay? And it's just a question of accepting it and loving ourselves enough. Okay? All right, Terry, you're up. You're up, all right? You see, Karen? You see how it works? It's beautiful, isn't it? All of a sudden, you're getting big love hugs because they understand, because a lot of us have been through similar things. I just lost someone very close to me as well. And there's a funeral coming up in a few days. And that's just how it is. And there's been a lot of grieving, and that's just how it is. But we're still here. We're still allowing ourselves to love and be loved and be happy anyway, despite the grief. Right, everybody? Good. Thank you. So, all right, let's go for it. Well shuffled. It's amazing some of the stories that come up here just in the little chat, isn't it? It's just mind-boggling, the stories. Precious and her daughter, Karen O and her dad. I mean, it blows my mind, honestly. It really does. Now, bear in mind, folks, I'm trying to keep this channel super squeaky clean because I discovered a lot in the last few months, and I'm getting a lot of support from behind the scenes with Google and YouTube to keep the channel alive, because Tarot Illumination really got obliterated and ravaged recently, but we are stabilizing now. And let's keep going. Let's just keep going. That's the key thing. And I got to keep my language pretty clean. I'm not allowed to touch any very delicate, sensitive words that trigger the automatic censorship systems. So Terry, here's the situation. Did I cut? Wait a minute. Did I cut? Sorry, Terry. I lost it there. I need to just do a couple more passes. Then I'm going to cut. All right, and then we're going to read your spread. All right. Okay, that's good. That's good. Here we go. All right. Sorry about that, Terry. I don't usually mess up like that, but you know, thanks for your patience and understanding. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to deal with it. We're going to look at the weather after all. I feel like I'm cheating you guys if I don't watch that. So beautiful star energy for you, Terry. Somewhere out there in the great beyond, you are divinely guided and protected, and you have the energy of, let's just call it uh, hope behind you. It's got your back. In other words, no matter how confusing or weird or disorienting your life might be at the moment, this energy, the weather is there just telling you, don't give up, Terry. Do not give up. You may not understand what the heck is going on or why so much is going on in your life and the world the way it's going on. But we are here to tell you, the angels are here to tell you that all is good. And you just need to know that. You need to know that as a fact. It's not an assumption or a belief or like something that has to be intellectually understood. It's just a fact. It's what it is. Okay. So it's like an indication that you're divinely guided and protected from out there in the great beyond. Especially, even coming to a little show like this. What's the situation? Deep transformation. Okay, Terry, you're hitting it off with some really big cards right off the bat here. So if your life, it feels like it's like convulsing right now with big shifts where it's almost feels fated to the point where you kind of get sucked into the rapids. You think, oh, that looks like a nice river, it's so pretty and sparkly, I'm going to jump in and have a swim, and whoa, whoosh whoosh whoosh, and suddenly your life is being ripped apart, and everything is getting shredded. And we could call that one word, transformation. Now, if we take it to the next level, which is what I like to do on Tarot Illumination, because uh, this channel is really all about healing. Ultimately, it's all about the healing power of love, much more than tarot. The tarot is just a portal. It's just a tool. But if the situation that's going on with you, Terry, right now is about transformation, where you feel that a lot of stuff is being ripped away from you, or you're losing things, or you're having to shed things and cut things away in order to survive and to change and mutate and transform, please put these two together and understand this is very much to do with healing. This is very much to do with self-healing and spiritual healing, and the healing power of love coming into your life for your best good. Okay, what's the challenge? Okay, oh my gosh, Terry, what the heck is going on? It might be that you're absolutely terrified of new beginnings. Like, where does it all go? Because if you're getting ripped apart, like to the point like everybody who was living through the hurricanes and the earthquakes and all the stuff in Europe, well, it's almost that kind of energy where everything just gets blown away and you're left going, well, like walking around almost stark naked, trying to figure out, who am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? What the heck is going on with my life? And so that can be very terrifying. In some ways, the Fool is a very beautiful card because it gives you full permission to start from scratch, from zero, without having to have any explanation or plot or plan or directions or goals or intentions. You just go, okay? And you trust in the universe. So this reading for you here, Terry, is very much about uh, let's say, surrendering to the fates, which might be something you wouldn't normally like to do. Maybe you'd like to have a life that's very orderly, where you're kind of in charge. But with all these major arcanas here, you might feel as though you have absolutely no control at all of your life, and you're literally having to surrender to the will of heaven, which can be absolutely terrifying at times, okay? Without meaning to scare you, of course. Don't worry. The star card is saying that everything's fine and it's going to be fine, even though you might be completely weirded out by what is happening to you. So how are you going to deal with it? Oh, well, let's just say trust in love. Maybe this could be a portal. Maybe it could be that what's happening to you is ripping away anything and everything in your life that you don't need, so you can have a brand new start, to have where you have a chance to actually, let's say, start all over again. And because this is very much about a love energy here, it could relate to relationship dynamics where I'm trying to go big here. I don't want to, I'm not a fortune teller, okay, Terry? We don't do that here. I'm not here to tell you what's going to happen with your life so that you don't have to think. You have to make your own decisions and live it out and gracefully be willing to make big, bold decisions all day, every day, or lots of tiny little ones, tiny little decisions that add up. But it could be, I'm just kind of guessing here, that your situation might now be like almost like a magic portal, like, you know, well, what is it? Not the Wizard of Oz, but was it the Narnia series or the there's like these very famous kids books and stuff where you open this magic door and there's a whole new world on the other side. Maybe it's Alice in Wonderland or something, but it could be that it opens you to the potential for what could be called soulmate love, where you could attract this kind of energy into your life, which might have never been possible before because of existing circumstances that were in the way. And now everything that you don't need, that is obstructing your access to, say, like a real life, true life, genuine, loving relationship with someone who's very much there for you and you're very much there for them, to the point where you might recognize that as soulmate type energy. Even if you're already connected now, this could be a new, wonderful person coming into your life, or something like that, or a child, or recovering love that was lost, something like that. And I don't want to say anything more. I don't want to spoil it. This is very like big wave energy here. I just hope you can get something out of the reading, Terry, and make some use of it in your life. So basically, don't be scared. Allow the transformations to occur and trust in the absolute knowing that you are guided and protected from up above, and that everything's going to be much better, even though it might not feel that way right now. The portal will open to, let's say, very simple, pure, soulmate type love energy, as opposed to whatever you've known before. Okay, Terry? Thank you so much for letting me read for you. It was a privilege. We're going to move on. And if that made no sense to you at all, Terry, please, if it makes someone else's sense to them, please bequeath the reading to them and just pray that you get another reading one day that makes sense for you, okay? All right, Terry, thank you so much. Let's keep going. What is that? What did you say? Jump off the cliff. Yay, you can fly. Yay. Okay, you needed to hear this. Thank you. Thank you. You see what happens, Terry? It's kind of fun, like when you jump in the pool with the rest of us. It's pretty scary, right? It's like like everybody like jumping in a hot tub together with not a lot of clothing. And then we have to like deal with each other in our NAKEDNESS, and how ridiculously silly and funny it is. And then all of our facades and everything that we do in our day-to-day life to maintain our dignity and self-respect and let's say putting on a show, that all falls away and we're just left with the raw truth of who we are, like little babies. Okay, all right, Lydia, you are up. Lydia, you are up. Wait a minute, I see a new one there. KEW. KEW, who's that? KEW. KEW. Carla. Carla Anita. Okay, I got you, Carla. Carla P. Okay. Kote Munizaga. Oh, I forgot you. There's Kote. I'm going to put you there, Kote. All right. Okay. I hope I got everybody. No, I didn't spell nuked. I went NAKEDNESS. Yeah. Did I get you right? Did I get you, Karen? Well, no, hold on. Did I miss Karen? I thought I had Karen here. I guess I missed you, huh? Huh. Okay. All right. Well, let's start another page, people. God, this is fourth page. I've never gone on to 4 pages before, Karen. All right. So there we go. Stephanie. Oh, Roxana. I didn't. Stephanie. I don't think I put you on earlier either, did I? And Roxana. So try that. Okay. Oh, Minerva. Okay, I think we got that. All right, let's have a look. Medusa. Oh, damn. Oh, gosh, people. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a full house. That's Amy. Oh, gosh. Amy, I didn't get you earlier. I'm pretty sure I didn't get you. Amy H. Uh, oh, I did get you. Oh, thanks, Karen. Okay, I got you. So that was a double entry. So you're up there, all right? Idalia. Idalia. Okay, I got that. Anna Teresa. I got you, Anna Teresa, didn't I? Hold on. Oh, yes, I got you, Anna Teresa. You're here. Oh, somebody's asking a question. Roxana, a question? I don't know if it's hard to answer because we're not speaking. So if you want to type it in, if it's just a couple of words. Yeah, the living room is bursting. I'm sorry. It's like, when you go to one of those parties and everybody's squashed up in the kitchen. It's like that, isn't it? So what was that question? Somebody had a question? It's really hard to answer questions on the show like this. Oh, Mary Love. Okay. All right, Mary Love. Mary Love. We got Mary Love. Okay, we got it. Okay. Yeah, it's an old school type of. You have to go to work. Oh no. Buh. You must be in. Are you in Europe? Roxana, where are you? Oh, hi, Stephanie. Did I get you? Wait a minute. Did I put you on earlier? Hold on. Okay. Anyway, let's go for it. Come on, Lydia. It's time. We got to keep rolling. We got to keep the show rolling. I know it's kind of like a crazy show. I mean, it's not very well organized. And ever since we've been doing it, I've still never had a perfect system for picking the readings. So we just kind of basically make it up as we go along. I hope you don't mind. I can only do so many readings in one night. And that's about it. I need an assistant, right? Yeah. We all need an assistant. We all need assistants. All right, Lydia, here we go. Bammo. I'm going to cut it up really big time. Boff. Whammo. Kaboom. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to deal with it and what's going on. Moving on. This is a journey card, Lydia. If you're at a point where your surroundings and your conditions are starting to talk to you, whisper in your ear, Lydia, and they're saying, Lydia, please understand you don't have to put up with all this BS anymore. If your life is full of emotional drama and turbulence and you just can't handle it, it might be wise to just move on. Just bring all the good stuff with you. Keep all the smart stuff. Travel light. Bring everything that you know is true and good. And just consider, fresh pastures, new light, new horizons, okay? Because it is possible. Now, we don't know if that's going to happen, but it's like the whispers, those, whispery, weathery type energies, which are saying, move on. It's time to move on. There's a new place for you, Lydia, okay? Could be in the heart, the mind, the body, and the soul, whatever, but it's very much about the journey of evolving and moving on. So what's the situation? Justice served. So, Lydia, it might just be that with all these swords right off the beginning here, that whatever's happening in a way that regards, that in regards to maybe important decisions, legal matters, determinations by higher authorities, if your life is kind of at the mercy of someone else or something else right now and their decisions, then let's just say everything is exactly as it should be. If it turns out that it really sucks for you, then the idea is to say, well, okay, well, that's just how it is. If it turns out to be really good for you and it actually encourages you to move on and change, then so be it. But there is no hidden maliciousness here. There is no uh, good or bad here with the justice card. It's simply an indication of justice is being served. Things are turning out exactly the way they should be according to arbitration. Let's just call it arbitration. So that can leave you feeling a little bit at the mercy of the arbitration. In other words, like, do I have any say in the matter here? You know, I'm Lydia, I'm just living my life, and what's going on here? Also, it could also indicate, Lydia, that you might have to make very important decisions that are going to affect other people. Okay, and you might not be wanting to do that. Let's see, what's the challenge? Okay, for some reason we're getting a lot of big cards. I don't know why, but it's happening. So Lydia, if with the moon card here, my feeling is with this, whatever you're dealing with here, it could have been going on for some time now, and it's starting to come to the surface, and it's kind of real now. There's no, like, you know, it's not something you're thinking about. It's actually in play right now. But what it does, it puts you in a position where it's a little bit scary, and I think it might be something to do with all the eclipse energy that's been happening, where you might be feeling like you're getting forced to change and move on, and let's say goodbye to um, circumstances that you've known that may or may not have been pleasant. Uh, but in so doing, even if it's by arbitration here, it can put you in a position where you might be scared of going on, moving forward, because it puts you feeling like you're on a tightrope. Well, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? How am I supposed to handle this? You know, maybe you didn't ask for this. Maybe you feel this has nothing to do with you. If it's a very challenging situation and your well-being is at the mercy of someone else's decision, and that scares you a lot, that's understandable here, uh, because sometimes it's very scary to deal with eclipse energy because there's no going back. It can feel very, very fated. It's like, hey, wait a minute. That was my life. Who's messing with me? Why are you messing with me? But it doesn't stop. You realize, well, wait a minute. Don't I have any say here? And the universe just keeps doing what it does, and including all the people in our lives and the circumstances. So it puts you in a position where you might be like freaking out or scared, or realizing there's nothing left to do except trust in your own deep, deep intuition, your own subconscious, to the point where I don't really like doing that. I like the things to be all laid out and neat and nice and orderly, and where the decisions make sense. But if the situation is putting you in a position where it doesn't make any sense to you, that can feel very frightening, especially if it makes you feel like you're being forced to move on in a way that you don't really want to, but you know there's no going back. And so it's forcing you to dig into your deep, like, soul courage, where you kind of have to trust in your spiritual GPS, let's put it that way, where you're having to go through the dark and into places unknown. And that can be scary. It's understandable. So how are you going to deal with that? Be very, very, very smart, okay? Be extremely careful. What I'm feeling here is, Lydia, moving forward, whatever's going on here in this situation, that might be a little bit challenging, a little bit scary. In order to deal with it effectively is to, let's just say, surrender to, let's say, like, your deepest intuition. Listen very, very, very carefully to what it's telling you, and be extremely cautious about what you say, why you say it, when you say it, where you say it, who you say it to, and how you say it. All of those things can have an impact on your well-being and happiness. So in other words, if you are in a very challenging situation and it is a bit scary, you don't have to make it any worse. You can just keep going, but you just have to be very, very cautious, extremely cautious, so that you don't trip yourself up and your situation doesn't end up tripping you up. Because it feels to me like it's a very delicate situation, like walking a tightrope from one building to another. and you have to get across, and you will, but you have to do it very, very carefully. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. Okay, Lydia, I hope that helps you. If it sounded like total nuttiness, maybe it made it someone else good reading for someone else, and maybe your perfect reading will come up in a moment, and that one belonged to someone else. Because that happens sometimes on this show. I don't know why, but it does. Okay, Lydia, I hope that made something for you. Okay. Okay. Let's have a look. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Laurie, you're next. Laurie, let's tidy this up because it looks very confusing to my eyes. First, we got Laurie's up next. Okay, Laurie, this is you. And then Brady. All right, I'm going to put them like this over here. All right. Thank you, Stellar. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the stuff. It was really kind of a very disturbing the last couple of weeks because Illumination has been working really hard to salvage itself because it got really brutalized. There were all sorts of people who were being very, let's say, malicious towards the channel, towards the readings, towards the style of the readings, and some of them became very SIVE, and it got flagged and the whole channel got destroyed. But we're going back now. But what's happening is, I guess it's because, more and more people watch the channel. So now and again, someone just doesn't like it. But sometimes I got to tell you, it hurts because I'm just doing everything I can here for you guys. I'm doing everything I can. I love doing this for you. And that we have to get the channel to work, and that really is all about doing this for the long term and growing and growing and growing and making it stable, so that it's like having a little baby, so that the baby can walk on its own. Okay, and it doesn't have to be always going to mom and dad for care. And when people knock the channel, it really, really hurts. It actually crushes the videos, and if they don't like it, what I'm feeling is like, if you want to throw tomatoes, like, find another channel. I mean, there's thousands of awesome channels out there. There's hundreds of really good tarot readers. You might find one that works. I don't want to lose anybody. I need all the subscribers we can get. But if you don't like it, just, move on, Leave the rest of us in peace, because I'm having fun. I love doing this. And there's enough people who like it, who appreciate it. So let's just go for the good. Focus on the solutions. Focus on the good. Energy flows where attention goes. And I just messed up in my own credos there. I just focused on the problem instead of the solution. If I was really smart, I wouldn't even have talked about it. But anyway, couldn't help it. I opened my mouth and I couldn't stop. Sorry, people. Anyway, let's go. Laurie, you're up. Yeah, sometimes it's crushing. The negativity, it's really, really crushing. I put my heart and soul into this, and then when somebody stabs you, it's like that Three of Swords reading, it really effing hurts. Okay? Thank you, Angela. Thank you so, so much. They're jealous. Big Bridget. Thank you so much. Laurie, let's go for it. Come on, let's go for it. You are shuffled. Now we're going to cut. Small, small, big. Okay, let's see what happens, Laurie. Here's your situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to deal with it. Let's have a look at the weather. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, Laurie. So if the conditions around you, this might not be you. Okay, Laurie, this is more like surrounding conditions. If you're in a situation or a period right now where there's a lot of static around you, where there's a lot of anxiety, grief, and stress, it might not even be yours. It could be like everything and everyone else around you. Sometimes we're living in situations which are highly stressful, even though you might be just fine. And the weather indications are that if you're not careful, some of that anxiety can start to infect you. It becomes so stressful that you start to, take on other people's anxieties and stresses, and then you end up in the same condition as they are, even though you might be just fine. And because people are, especially if you're a water sign like Pisces or Cancer or Scorpio, and you have a lot of water, you could be a little bit like a sponge and end up being like this yourself for no reason. Okay, so let's have a look what's going on. Okay, let's have a look. What's the situation? Okay, so there is something hurting you. There's definitely something hurting you deep inside, and it's obviously to do with loss, grieving, and sorrow. I don't know if it's to do with love of a person, a child, a spouse, a mate, a job, something about yourself. Maybe you've lost something about yourself that you really cherish, that was very close to your heart. It could be, sometimes people are suffering very, very deeply inside, and there doesn't have to be any external reason. Sometimes, like external circumstances can um, trigger tremendous grief and sorrow in our lives, even though you don't deserve it. Might not want it, you might not deserve it, and yet it's there, it's all around you. Like you could be in close relationships, loving relationships with people that you love and they love you, but something goes wrong and it translates into basically what hurts and comes down to the Five of Cups, which again is sorrow, deep grief and sorrow. So if you're in the process of grieving now, then of course, obviously you want to let it flow. If you're heading into a process or a stage of grieving, again, it's good to let it open and flow. You don't want to bury this energy, okay, Laurie? Because don't forget, you've still got the little Two of Cups here, always waiting for you. What's the challenge with all of this? Okay, it could leave you feeling very disoriented, to the point where you're wondering what the heck is going on. I don't want to turn this into a love reading or make it too personal. This is just a public reading. I'm just trying to focus on the energy, but there's a lot of cups here. There's a ton of cups going on, and there's a lot of anxiety and sadness. So it could make you feel like you're going totally loopy-loo when it comes to matters of the heart. And the big challenge is like, what's the other word? I'm going to use a word now. I don't want to say it in case it triggers something, but it's INSANE. If you feel like you're going totally INSANE because of the grief and the situation and any kind of anxiety, then that's understandable. However, you don't want to stay there forever. It's really important to acknowledge the grief and move through it. And it might be an indication here with the Seven of Cups that you might be wondering, where do I go? Where do I go next? Like, who's there for me? Does anybody really actually truly love me? Am I worthy of love? Am I lovable? Can I love? Does anybody love me? Am I able to love? And there's a sense of deep doubt here, deep wonder, maybe perhaps deep confusion, almost leaving you feeling delusional. I hope that word didn't trigger anything. We'll find out later. But also, Laurie, I want to add something just to put a little bit more of a positive spin here, in that whatever is going on that's hurting, let's just say that's how it is, that's what it is. And the challenge is accepting it and dealing with it in such a way that it could open up, like, let's say, your dream capacity. I don't know too much about the chakras and things, but it's that part of your spirit that is totally open to dreamland, where you might be frightened of that, because if you've had some really stressful situation and it's kind of breaking you apart, breaking open your heart chakra, and that's very, very frightening sometimes. Grief can do that, and then it opens you up to in a way that is scary, because you might have been very, let's just say, stable and close and protected in matters of the heart and your life and surroundings, but everything is being opened up and ripped apart and challenged. And it can be like opening a Pandora's box, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And you can go, you completely lose it. And that's a big challenge, okay? I don't want to go too overboard here, but I hope you understand the feelings that I'm getting here about the reading for you. So how do you deal with that? Okay, to me, this is like an acceptance and maybe an admission that with the devil here, that there is something that needs to be acknowledged. Maybe maybe there was a loss. I'm going to do a very simple conventional feel right now, like perhaps you lost someone to, let's say, their vices, VICES, and their own internal challenges got the best of them to the point where you lost them. In which case, it's good to acknowledge that and be open with that and honest about it. Also, I want to add that if this is more to do with your own energy, of your own internal energy, the way to handle whatever grief and sadness might be going on here, or confusion with any kind of anxiety and loss, is to admit it, and that you might be, you know what can happen sometimes, especially if you've had some severe trauma, it can impact you so much that it becomes like part of your identity, as opposed to an incident or an event from which you heal. It becomes so deeply bedded, it becomes one of those non-healing wounds. We've all got some of those somewhere, and that becomes puts you in a position where the wound kind of owns you, and you are tied to the wound. It becomes part of your identity and stuff. So if that's what's happening, it's very important to understand that and know that and acknowledge that. So even if, because we all have that, especially in the Chiron planet, the journey of self-healing, we all have to admit that there are parts of us that are never going to heal. And that's part of our identity. We're all humans. We're all flawed. We have wonders and beyond description, but we all have flaws that we can't fix. I am a such and such a height, and I'm never going to be 4 inches taller, and that's my problem. I'm never going to fix that. But in your situation, Laurie, it's really, really good to acknowledge that you might be very deeply bound to the anxiety, to the stress in a way that is not healthy for you. And you don't have to let it own you. In other words, live as if you understand what I just said here for you, and that you realize, oh, okay, so I am being owned by my grief, my sorrow, my anxiety, and all the fears that comes with it. And then you realize that once you realize that, oh, well, that's normal for your situation, then it doesn't have to own you anymore. I hope that makes sense the way I'm trying to say it. So long as you understand that sometimes there are non-healing wounds, and then we have to endure forever. So if that's the situation, it's important to acknowledge it and live with it and deal with it so that it doesn't own you. You can still be happy from the depth of your soul despite whatever is going on here. Okay, Laurie? I hope that made sense. I really, really do. I tried my best for you, okay? Thank you, Laurie. I hope I didn't freak you out or scare you with that. It was a pretty serious reading, all right? So let's have a look. Cool. Thanks, Laurie. Yes. Whew, I was really scared, Laurie. I was really, really scared there for a while, because people freak out when they see that card and this card and this card. That's a lot of heavy cards to have in one little tiny mini reading. Okay. So thanks, Laurie. Thanks for being a good sport. I really, really appreciate it. You know, if you have your own mini breakdown later on after the show, fine. We can talk about that another time. But for now, it's on with the show, folks. Thank you so much, Laurie. We're going to read for Brady now. Let's just see what happens for Brady. All right. Look, you see what Anna Teresa? I didn't ask you what's going on, Laurie, but there's a lot of people here who are like what I call shedding. It's just shedding and offloading so much pain, because I have to tell you folks what happens when I get the private readings here. Sometimes the stories are horrific. The pain and the grief and the sorrow that a lot of people are carrying in their minds, bodies, hearts, and souls, it's mind-boggling. And what I've noticed about this channel is that I feel very privileged, because it's stuff where they can't talk about it maybe with their doctor or friend or parent or spouse or child. And with the channel here, what we can do is we can go very deep into some very, very challenging energies without freaking anybody out. And so it's very relief. It's a chance to release. So that's the goal of the whole channel, is to bring light and love and healing into your lives, even if it's just through like a little video or something, or a song or a story, or the chance to vent, you know, just to get it out. Storytelling, like even if like 5 lines on the chat section over there is like a miniature storytelling. You're getting it out of your system. You're revealing it to heal it. And that's very, very good because we're all in the same room here doing the same thing. So there's actually a lot of healing going on, okay? It's very unconventional healing, but it's energy healing, it's radical healing. And I know, Abby, you understand all of this stuff, okay? Abby's an expert, by the way. Abby's in the house tonight, and Abby is a healer. Abby is a professional healer, okay? So if you want to chat with Abby, she's right there, and send a note to her. Also, I wouldn't be surprised, because it happened a few times a while ago, where there's some amazing people in the room, and they don't identify themselves till later, but they're awesome, like these amazing tarot readers and astrologers that come in, and they're already highly spiritually advanced. So it feels really special here to be with all you guys like that. All right. Brady, you're up. Is Brady still here? Brady, Brady, Brady. Can you type it on the screen so I can see you're here? I just wanted to make sure Brady's here. I hope I didn't scare Brady away. Oh gosh, because all these readings came out so seriously tonight. And maybe they stayed away. I don't know. Brady is here. Thank you, favorite. Okay, we're gonna go for it. Brady, if you're hiding in the shadows, it's okay. You're gonna get your reading anyway. All right. So there you go. All right. There you are. I see you. Go, Brady. Yay. All right, here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to deal with it. What's going on? What's around you? So with the judgment here, it's like, it's almost like, to me, it's sort of like a jackpot card where like you could just be wandering around living your life, and then all of a sudden like a $10 bill just lands on the ground in front of you, and it says on it, it says, hello, Brady, you are forgiven, you are redeemed, you are reconciled, and you are free to go. Have a wonderful time. All your debts are wiped out. All the pain and sorrow of the past is now officially history. So go for it. Stand up and start, NAKED, and start all over again, because you are being called out. You are being called out, Brady. The conditions around you are saying, Brady, it's time for you to stand up and be counted. Okay? Walk into your destiny. Okay? Because it's there waiting for you. What's the situation? Kaboom. Yeah. Bammo, bammo. So, Brady, maybe you're already aware of this. Maybe you're perfectly aware of what we're talking about already. You can feel a new start, new beginnings happening. You know it. You're on top of it. You're already kind of a Zen master. You've got your like Star Wars magic sword thing already, and you know how to do all that stuff. There's your sword. You're a light worker of some kind in some weird, wonderful way. No matter what your real day job is or whatever you do, it doesn't matter. In some way, you're some kind of light worker, and you are, what I feel is like you're getting your act together here with the Five of Wands. It's almost like you're battling your internal self. It's almost like, you know, when those gladiators get ready for a big show, and they are fighting with each other, but it's fake fighting. It's just like, okay, Lacey, come on, bring it on. And the trainer says, come on, give me your best moves. Give me your best moves. And then you, Brady, are giving it your best moves. Wow. And then the coach and the trainer says, come on, Brady, you can do better than that. And then you become your own trainer. You become your own coach. You do it in the mirror. And that's how you sharpen your skills, get your acts together. And it's fun, it's exciting, but it's also a little bit scary because in some ways you might not actually know where you're going with all of this. But don't be scared. By the way, Tarot Lumination is not a fortune teller. I just want you to know that. You are responsible for your own life and all the decisions that you make. Okay? That's the official Tarot Lumination disclaimer. That's how Tarot Illumination gets out of a jam. Kaboom. So what's the challenge here? Oh, okay. Well, you might be in a situation with all this, let's say, lively combat that's going on here, where it might be like rattling you to the very, very core, where your like stability in life, where your sense of self-worth is being deeply questioned, and where someone else is uh, perhaps questioning your value in their lives, and you are questioning your value in their lives, and that can be almost like the energy of an earthquake. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles on its own is an absolutely beautiful card. It's a card of abundance, where the Queen of Pentacles typically would uh, be the energy of physical abundance, stability, and the expression of love in the form of love is as love does. It's not like necessarily poetry and flowers. It's more to do with, how can I help you today? What is it that you need right now? Oh, I see. Okay. So you're looking for a bank loan. Okay, let's talk about that. Oh, you're looking to refinance your home. Oh, okay. You're okay. But the thing is, all of this stuff with the Queen of Pentacles, it feels like there's serious doubt here. You might be struggling with your own sense of self-worth here, in terms of like, well, who am I really? Where am I going with my energy? What am I supposed to be doing? I have all these skills, I have all these passions and desires and talents, but exactly what am I supposed to do with it? I don't want to be, looking at myself in the mirror all day, every day, trying to figure it out. I want to figure it out, because you might really have like no choice. You've got to figure it out. But that puts you in the spot where you have to like make a real, true, genuine evaluation of self and your circumstances, your own talents, and where you fit in the world. It's just like, oh my gosh, gulp. That's a little bit scary, having to do uh, a deep self-evaluation, and doing it in such a way where you're not critical of yourself, where it's much more about, again, looking at the solutions, looking at the talents, looking at all the gifts, as opposed to trying to battle life directly. In other words, the challenge here might be your readiness or your willingness to actually go deep within, to do that deep, let's say, self-evaluation, that deep journey of learning how to find deep self-respect and understanding that you do have a lot to offer. You really, really do. And that it's perfectly appropriate for you to bring that to this world and share that in some way, even if it's not fully understood or appreciated by others at this point. You might be a bit of an enigma to yourself, Brady. That's what I'm feeling. So how do we deal with that? Okay, well, if you're battling inside with some issues, and it might be deep soul issues or physical issues or mental issues or issues of the heart, whatever it is, and you're combating yourself to the point where your own sense of self-worth and dignity and value is in doubt, and you might be feeling that about other people in your life too. Here's a good way to handle it, could be that is to accept that this is perfectly normal here. In other words, don't treat any of this as a judgment, or that Tarot Illumination is criticizing or being harsh or trying to say that you don't have self-worth and stuff like that. Treat it as a call to action, where you are being called out now to understand that what's actually happening is a very profound form of what I would see as deep internal healing. Deep, really, really deep down, where you're going past the ego, past the body, you're going down deep into the soul to wrestle with these issues, because sometimes the hardest thing to do, of course, is to love ourselves, appreciate ourselves, value ourselves, nurture ourselves, take care of ourselves, honor ourselves, and respect ourselves to the level that we truly deserve. We are magnificent creatures, human beings, in all our glory and all our flaws and all our failings. And if you're being too tough on yourself, trying to expect too much, that means you're punishing yourself, and that's not healthy. So with the Temperance card here, my feeling is that it's like, let's live as if, okay, Brady. So if I was like a weird kind of alternate life coach doctor thing, I would say, Brady, please understand that what's actually happening is you're going through the process of deep alchemical, let's say, healing. In other words, even if you don't understand it the way we're talking about here, what's actually happening is the process of alchemy. And that's hard to understand sometimes, because that's like, if you can imagine, like, you've just discovered the thing called fermentation, and you've realized that, wow, this weird stuff happens when you put, like, grape juice and you let it sit there with a bit of yeast and whatever, and it does this weird stuff. And it's actually biologically a very terrifying process. Like, the yeast grows and then it kills itself on its own toxic waste, which is the ALCOHOL. Okay, and it's a very, very, like, the fermentation and the distillation process that goes in turning red wine into brandy, for example. It's actually a very brutal process, but in the end it's very amazing, because you get something very beautiful at the end of it. So that's what I'm feeling is happening for you here, Brady, is that like it or not, uh, you're actually going through something that you really need to endure, and it's no point in being frightened of it. It's basically like, bring it on and accept it as a process. It's almost like, then all I have to do here now is Terra Illumination to say, Brady, it's okay. This is exactly what's supposed to be happening. Whatever this challenge of war is, whatever this lack of sense of self-worth might be, whatever aspect of your life, it's supposed to be this way. This is part of, like, you going deep within yourself and doing that internal distillation, that fermentation process, possibly very closely related to the huge Virgo new moon we just had just a few days ago or whatever. So I hope this crazy reading made sense to you, Brady, and you get something out of it. If not, please just say, okay, thank you, TL, but maybe this is for someone else. I don't mean to touch your any really, like, Achilles heels or very sensitive nerves or anything. I try not to do that on this show, but sometimes we do hit a nerve, and I just try to do it in a very gentle way so that it doesn't backfire or you don't end up kicking yourself in the face with your own foot, if that's even possible. I don't know. Is that possible? I don't know. All right, so well, it looks like you got a lot of support, Brady. Yay. All right. TL needs a beverage. Just a little quick thing here. And we're going to pull some more names. Thanks, Brady. Thank you so much for coming to the show. It's been awesome. Oh, hold on. I'm going to have a little sip. This is caffeine-free, stimulant-free ginseng tea. Okay? Thank you very much. There you go. We're going to pull some more names in a minute, people. We're going to pull some more names. That's your first reading ever? Oh my gosh, Brady, you really jumped in the deep end, didn't you? Oh gosh. All right, so let's go back over here. I want to pick out some names. And let's see. So we read for Laurie, we read for Terry, we read Brady and Karen. Oh, and I know we read somebody else, didn't we? We read for Lydia. Okay. Now we're going to read. I know we're going to read for Shirelle. Okay, where's the marker? All right. Oh, hold on. Oh no, I can see the screen's going nutty over here. It's because everybody wants a reading. Duh. Right. Shirelle, here you go. That's you. So Shirelle, over here. Let's have a look. I gotta pull some more names. Oh gosh. When did you last get a reading, Giggle? Didn't I do a reading? Well, hold on. It looks like we're getting to that point in the evening very early on where he or she who screams the loudest gets, what do they call it? The squeaky wheel gets oiled. Oh gosh. Now I want to look at some other names here. So we're reading for Shirelle. And And I know what you're saying, Valerie. Whoever I feel, Sammy Homie, your favorite. Favorite. What you never got a reading, Sonya? You've been here lots of times. Never, Sonya? Ever? All right, Giggle. God. Giggle. Where is Giggle? I know you're here because you are actually a lot of fun. You know, and so maybe I do owe you one, but I just saw, who was, go back, I gotta go back. That's never, Sonya. Okay, I'm gonna pull for Sonya. I want to find you in here because if you've been to a lot of shows, Sonya. I know you have. I'm sure I've seen you here plenty of times before. Where is it? Oh my gosh, I'm totally lost. Wait a minute. It looks like I didn't even write your name. Wait a minute, there's Giselle. Okay, we're just gonna put a box around you, Giselle. Oh wait, sorry, I was. I know. I thought we checked in Sonya already. Oh, I guess I didn't. I'm sorry, Sonya. Whoops. Actually, Sonya, I really do. Oh, now. Okay, so Sonya, definitely. Okay, hold on. Somebody said they wanted a new lover reading. All right, Sonya, we're gonna put you on here. I didn't know that. I thought I'd read for you before. Okay, so we're gonna do it like this, like so, and then so. I'm gonna pick 3 more. I don't know how much more I can do tonight. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot. Wait, whoa. Yes, it is difficult. It's really difficult. Okay, I'm just letting you know. You know what, RLQ? You're right. Hey, hey, hey. Hold on. Wait, I gotta check something home. Teal matchmaking? What? No, I don't do matchmaking. I just okay. Oh gosh, there's so many people. What am I supposed to do? Ah, ah. Hmm. You want a new lover? Okay, beautiful one. I'll just click a switch over here. Hold on. There's a little button over here. It's called the new lover button. Wow, 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 wow. It'll arrive by, let's say, it's Amazon or UPS. Give it about 10 days, and there will be a signature required. Now, let's have a look. Oh, hold on. Hold on. It's going so fast. Oh, yeah. Shirelle, Sonya, and I missed one that I wanted to. Bear with me. I'll be back in a moment here. I got to go over to the screens. Precious. Precious. Precious moments. You're in the hospital right now, I believe. Precious M. Okay? So I gotta mark these off too, otherwise I get really confused. Sonya, I just had to put you on because I didn't even get you, but I know you've been here a lot of times. Okay, so we're gonna mark you off here. We're gonna get one. And Shirelle, I marked off Shirelle. Got that. And Precious, we're going over here. We're gonna do what we can for you. And yes, I did, RLQ. Trevon, into KIMC. Okay. So, hold on. Who was that? I was just like screaming. Siobhan. Siobhan, you're a newbie. You're a newbie? Let me just check something, because I love doing readings for newbies now and again, straight out of the box. ROQ. Where's Siobhan? There you are. There's Siobhan. You got here pretty early. Giselle. I wonder if Giselle is still here. She's a supermodel, by the way, in case you didn't know. Okay, that's I need to pick one more here. I need to pick one more. Angelica, I don't think I ever gave you one, did I? Basel? Wait a minute, Basel. I thought I marked you. Dang, I thought I marked you. Oh, 86 blue. Ah, 86 blue. Yeah, that's the problem. Oh, God. Okay, now I'm feeling very awkward because I have to, I want to pick one. I know Giggle, I know Giggle's desperate. I know Giggle is desperate. So we're going to put you on here, but I might put you on a provisional because I want to put someone in front of you. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to do it like that. And I miss you all the time. Do I? I'm sorry, Basel. Okay, let's just call it out. Let's just do it. All right? And then I'm just making a decision here so that I don't have to make any more decisions. It's really, really tough call here, pulling out the names, because there's so many people who are not going to get a reading tonight, and I'm just sorry about that. Okay, so that's how it's looking right now. Okay, folks? All right. All right, let's have a look. So that's what it's looking like right now. We're going to start with Shirelle, then Sonya, then Precious, then Basel, then Giggle. And we'll see how it goes for time, because there's only so much we can do in one evening. And hold on a minute. I just remembered something. I don't know if any of you saw that on the video. It looked like there's about 200 people who saw it, but look, see all this stuff? All right, look at this. Look at this. These are the tickets. Did you see that little video I put up? We're doing a raffle for private readings. Now, this is, Sunday Night Live, Tarot Illumination. This is really just for fun. It's like a promotional show. We do it for a few hours on Sunday night just to let everybody know about the channel and what we do here. Now, of course, the channel has to earn its keep, and it's very, very hard to do. It's right now, it's kind of like a labor of love, but it is working, and so long as we keep growing and growing and growing, then it becomes much more of a stabilized business. But to try and keep business rolling, there's a lot of people who want private readings, but they cost a lot of money. And what I discovered is that some of the the big famous tarot readers, typically like 100 and 120 bucks or something, maybe 75, somewhere in there. And I'm trying to keep it low, and the normal price is about 45. So, but even that's a lot of money for a lot of people. So what we decided to do was a raffle. Okay, so at least somebody gets a reading, and it's a raffle. I'm not going to show you the details, but this is all the stuff that's been coming in the last. We put the video out, I think it was last night or the night before, and we sold most of the tickets already. And it's basically, I can do this. I can make a note here. It's like there's a raffle. It's $3. So if somebody really wants to actually buy a real life chance at a full blown private reading where we do it in private, there's a raffle you can go to. It's $3 a ticket, and it's with the service charge, it's about $4. and then you buy the ticket, and then once all the tickets are sold, we're going to have a little live show, and we're going to put all the names in a pot, and then we're going to pull the lucky winner, and then they book a reading. They get a reading, and everyone who didn't get a reading, it's like the $4. You can go home and think, well, at least I helped somebody else get their reading, and it helps the channel to grow. Okay, so that's what this is all about. I just wanted to show you. Thank you everybody who's entered into the raffle so far. We'll just keep it going until we sell enough tickets. Okay, all right, so let's have a look. Let's keep going here. I just wanted to take that moment to tell you, everybody. Okay, Empress High Priestess. Oh, did you just get here? I didn't put you on. I didn't put you on. I don't think I did. Empress is here. Hold on. Empress, I know you're there. I just saw you. Empress. Thank you so much for visiting. Yay, yay, yay. Oh, yes, I did. I got your name somewhere, Siobhan. Hold on. I know I got you. Here you are. Here we go. All right. You know, that sounds Irish. Is that Ireland? Are you in Ireland? Huh. Hmm. All right. Let's see. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, RLQ, you get the raffle ticket. I think you have to go to the video. The raffle. There's a little video on the Tarot Illumination channel, and it's called Raffle Time for the private reading. So you watch the video, and there's some buttons that you can press, or some links that you can press, and it takes you to the ticketing place. And then you just, like online purchases, you put your card in and you buy the ticket, and then it comes over here to the Tarot Illumination offices, and then it goes into the pot. So you have to go to the channel, and you have to find that video that says raffle time. It's there somewhere. It's probably right on the front page. Okay? Fua fua. Fua fua machi. Oh, I had that. I gotta put that on here. Whoa. I've never had a fua fua machi before. Amethysten. Oh, Norway, is that right? Fua fua. Fua fua. And Amethysten is here. Oh God, there's a lot of people tonight who are not going to get their reading. Oh God. All right, hold on. I just wanted to add something here. I don't know if I've got enough strength for all of this, but we'll see. Oh, let's have a look. Hey, Sweden is in the house. Adelia. I don't know if I can handle all of this. This is a lot of work, people. This is a lot of work. So I'm going to put this like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. And right now, I'm not going to pull any more names from now because I don't know how far I'm even going to get with this because it's a lot of work. Let's have a look. Let's just keep going, okay? Let's just keep going, see what we've got. Oh, wait a minute, there's another one. Lena, no green effects. Lena, no green effects. Wait a minute, it sounds like you're in the movie business. No green effects. Lena, I'm just going to put you as Lena, okay? Lena. Gosh, I've never had this many. We had 50 people or something. Jeepers, it's so many. All right, here we go. Let's just do that. 86 blue. Oh, wait a minute. 86. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. 86 blue. Here you go. So you're on the book, but we got. Okay, there's just way too many people. That's a good thing. It's a good thing, but it's hard to do readings for all of that. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to put them in this order, like we've got it here. So give me a moment. So it's Shirelle, Sonya, Precious, Basel, Giggle, and Siobhan. Okay? So let's try it. Let's just see what happens. Okay? Let's just keep going. Oh, I see what you're saying, Lena. Green Day and No Effects. Got it. Yeah, Amethyst, it's amazing. I'm just glad the channel is even alive. It was brutal going through August and September. July and August, September, the channel got brutalized. And I had to do like 10 times the amount of work behind the scenes to keep it going than anything that you ever see online on the channel. It's so much work. Okay, so. All right, here we go. Aries Crescent Moon. Hello, everyone. Looks like you just arrived. Whew. I want to put this down while we've got it on the screen because it looks like you just got here. I'm just going to call you Aries CM, okay? I hope you don't mind. Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, Giggle, thank you for that, but we'll see how he goes, all right? We'll see how it works. Favorite is reminding you, but don't forget, Giggle, you're desperate. Okay. All right, Shirelle, you're up. Shirelle, you are up. Here we go. We're going to cut. We're going to cut really extreme, like so, and so, and so. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to deal with it. What's going on? Bam! Oh, Shirelle. I don't know if it's there, if it's real or not, but there's an indication that, let's just call it big love. It's out there for you. Of course, it's a card of sacred opportunity. So if you're not digging it, if you don't get it, it just kind of goes, whoosh. You know, it's just like beautiful, beautiful, amazing weather. Hopefully you're going to take full advantage of the situation. This is like the energy of, let's say, what I think of as truly as the healing power of love. This is love in at maximum doses. It's literally the energy of heaven being available to you in your life if you want it, by your choice, by your decisions. Okay, so let's have a look. What's the situation, Shirelle? Okay, well, to me, it feels like it's like wanting to come into your own power, like wanting to shine bright and be the most awesome Shirelle you've ever been. And maybe it's to do with, let's just say, being extremely brave, very bold, very courageous, very like almost like the living example of inspiration. Like for you, Shirelle, it's almost like maybe you're willing to do something very brave and bold and daring that you've never done before, or that you've always thought was possible but never had the chance till now. And everyone else around you in your life, in your world, would be questioning that. Like perhaps, who do you think you are, Shirelle? Like, it's like, because this is so much love. A lot of people don't believe it. A lot of people don't believe in love. They think it's just a concept or something that you watch in movies, and they might be scared of intimacy. This involves typically a lot of rich, deep intimacy with self and others. Doesn't mean, dating necessarily, or marriage or love relationships, but it does mean the love in its biggest, most abundant form, having a chance to infuse your life everywhere and everything. Now, if that's what you feel is happening to you, and it's an inspiration to you, to the point where you're getting lit up, like you're shining really, really bright, to the point where it actually works. Because what can happen is, let's pretend, okay, Shirelle, let's pretend this is you, okay? That's you. And pretend you're like a mobile phone in voice mode. So you are a transceiver. Let's see, your whole body is an antenna, and you can simultaneously receive energy from heaven, which is, you call it love. It could be all the energy of the universe. You can receive that, and simultaneously you can transmit that. And so that's kind of like, what's that expression they use in um, religious type stuff? Be an instrument. So you might be feeling, Shirelle, that you're turning into an instrument where you can be an inspiration to others, and that's appreciated. The love flows into you, and the love flows out of you to the point where you are an instrument. You are a conductor. You are a device. You are a tool for the will of heaven, where you deliberately. This is what I would do. For example, because I do this every day for myself, Shirelle, so that you know. It's like a little incantation that I make up. It's really simple, and this is what I feel for you, and it's something that once you own it, you can radiate that. So it's like I ask. This is almost like there's no shame here about saying this kind of stuff because it's very majestic. It's very, very regal, and it takes a lot of humility and surrender to be able to voice these kind of words authentically. So if you can do that, it would sound something like this. I ask for the healing power of love to fill my body from up above. I ask for the healing power of love to fill my mind from up above. I ask for the healing power of love to fill my heart from up above. I ask for the healing power of love to fill my soul from up above. So guess what happens? This is what happens. Can you see that, Shirelle? What happens is you get filled up. It's like you go stand, when you go totally crazy, like when you're a kid and you jump into the big fountain and everybody thinks you're nuts and crazy and you've got your clothes on. It's that kind of energy, and you become outrageously, deliciously happy. It's that kind of energy where you can't help yourself. You're insanely happy, and then you radiate that energy. And then everything around you gets affected to the point where it's infected. Love and happiness is infectious. So you could be turning into that kind of person here. But what's the challenge? Okay, deep and sound inside, you might be wondering whether you're worth it, or whether it's possible, or whether you can actually, let's just say, handle it. You might have real deep self-worth issues here. You might be in a situation where, like, the deep soul part of yourself knows and understands exactly what we've just been talking about, but your day-to-day reality of self, you might be severely doubting everything that we just said, to the point where it stops the flow, because doubt is a total deal breaker. If you start doubting yourself, guess what happens? The flow stops. This energy stops. It's just like, because the angels look upon you and they say, well, what's the problem, Shirelle? Why are you doubting yourself? Because as soon as you doubt yourself, the flow trickles off and backs away and backs away, and then you end up, it's like, it's the laws of physics, laws of attraction. If you have doubt, then you attract, like, that's a negative energy. Then you attract a retreat of all the good stuff. And so you might be like, maybe you're one of those folks who's just, you know, maybe if you're born and raised in such a way where you might not have had a lot of nurture or support, where you've had to like look to yourself and outside of your world for inspiration and be light to others, where deep inside you might be carrying a lot of wounds about feeling unworthy and unloved. That's a big problem, because that could be like a perpetual non-healing wound, and that can really obstruct the healing power of love to flow in your life. In other words, here's the opportunity. It's like you're built for this, Shirelle, but if you just doubt yourself for a moment, it impairs the ability for you to be an instrument of the healing power of love. Okay? So, it's not a problem. It's not the end of the world. I'm just showing you how the energy works. Just the one tiny moment of doubt, it's like everything goes backwards. So you have to rekindle the energy of self-worth again to get the energy to flow again. So how are we going to do that? Da-da-da-da! My feeling here, Shirelle, is to live as if, okay? In other words, fake it till you make it. All right. So deep down, my feeling is that, Shirelle, you know this already. You know you're an awesome person. You know you have the capacity to receive big love and to transmit big love. Your life, your world, your friends, your family, boyfriends, girlfriends, and all of that. But the moment you doubt yourself, that energy retreats and you lose the power. So with the Six of Wands here, we're going to do another invocation. We're going to brainwash you, Shirelle, into totally believing in yourself and that you are awesome, that you are worthy. And this is another little a daily incantation that I do for myself. And we've done it plenty of times on this show and on this channel. It goes like this. This is like the celebration victory walk now. Okay, this is you, Shirelle. Dun, 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 dun. And you don't have to say this because I'm going to say it for you. We're going to say it for you. And then you just have to suck it up and believe it and live as if, because it is true. It's just that you are doubting. And it goes like this. Let's see. I'm going to hold the image up. I pretend I'm you, Shirelle, okay? I, Shirelle, I am worthy. I am deserving. I am open to receive. I am ready. I am willing. I am able to receive. Okay, now we're going to say it again with this. I, Shirelle, am worthy to receive all this. I, Shirelle, am deserving of all of this. I, Shirelle, am open to receive all of this. And on top of that, I, Shirelle, am ready to receive all this. I am willing to receive all this. And I am able to receive all this. And you just brainwash yourself like that over and over again until it becomes like a fact. In other words, it's like a pop song that goes in your brain and you can't stop it. And all of a sudden that becomes your reality because it starts to leaves no more room in your brain for self-doubt because your brain is just now completely saturated with this invocation, this little I am worthy, I am deserving, I am open to receive. I am ready, I am willing, I am able to receive, okay? I don't mean to bully or anything, Shirelle, but I hope you're getting the message here. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope you get something out of it and you can turn it all to the best, all right? Yeah, yeah, yep, yep, yep. Okay? All right, Sonya, you're up. You are up. Do, 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 for Shirelle. Yay. Sonya, what's going on? What's going on? So, we're just doing lots of readings tonight. Sometimes we do music and dancing and stuff, but I feel like just going on a roll with the readings, and then we'll probably just maybe have a little, quiet fun time at the end of the show. So that's just how it is. So yeah, let's have a look. Ooh, carrot cake. Oh gosh, I love carrot cake. Oh my gosh. Oh, Sonya, are you still here? Oh, there she is. I see you. I see you. I got you. All right, here we go. We're going to clear the cards. Okay, clear the cards here. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. Stripped down, bare bone tarot for the people. Okay, that's what we do here. Here we go. I'm going to do a micro cut. There we go. All right. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. Okay, Sonya, are you ready? What you got? Blam! This is the earthquake card, people. Yay! The best way to handle this is if your life is kind of going completely ballistic at the moment, either in extremely deep and subtle ways or in very big, evident ways, and it's happening all around you in such a way where you're questioning, what the bleep is going on in my world? Please accept and understand that it's just fine. This is just what happens in nature. It's just like all those big hurricanes, all the big earthquakes, the big lightning storms, the big floods, the big oil wrecks, everything, all of that. So the beauty of the Tower, of course, is that it's probably one of the most powerful healing cards in the deck. So do not despair, Sonya, okay? Let's have a look. What's the situation? Moving on. Okay, so Sonya, this is a very sobering card. Okay, a very, very sober card, where it's like a reality check in some way, but it's not pentacles. It's more to do with your soul and more to do with your heart, where like let's say, let's have an honesty, a reality check where you say, gosh, wow, it really is true what they say with all this esoteric stuff. Like, things happen for a reason. We, we are shedding all the time as we grow. We're always, it's very, very weird, but whether we know it all, we're always the caterpillar, always the chrysalis, and always the butterfly. And we might feel like we're in one phase or another at any one time, but uh, in some ways, we're always at the chrysalis phase where we're always evolving and churning and evolving or growing, but we might not feel it. So right now, Sonya, with the tower going on out there around you and that kind of maybe in your environment or the conditions around you, it might be giving you a very, very loud signal that it's time to move on and that there's no going back. There is no going back, but you don't have to let that uh, like be a very, very painful experience. In other words, it's the way to handle it would be to like gracefully accept what's happening as part of your own evolution. And if it does mean leaving behind huge chunks of your life, or like a what I call a lifestyle package deal, or whether it's a relationship, a loved one, a home, a location, a job, people, friends, whatever it is, where there might have been a lot of love, and you're realizing, wow, this whole aspect of my life is kind of done, and that there is more to learn, more to understand, more love out there available to you, more love for you, more, but it has to be learned, it has to be understood, but that can only be understood. Let's pretend this is the eclipse here. Do you see the big moon energy here? It's the understanding that, wow, I really do have to move on. It's almost like, it's like, let's say you go to college or something, or you start a new job or a new relation, whatever it might be. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. You can have a very, very loving departure where you realize it's historical. We do change. Sometimes we move, um, and we love everything about where we've been and where we've come from, but we change and evolve. Like, you might want to stay in high school forever, but sometimes you can't do that. They're not going to let you do that. You have to move on. If you go to college or a job or you get a promotion or anything like that, or relationship changes where you gracefully let someone go because you have to move on, but there's no heartache, there's no pain, there's no suffering, there's no deep regret or remorse. It's just an acceptance and a deep honoring. It's very much about honoring the past and honoring the present and letting both happen simultaneously, and being well wished to go on into your future, your new spiritual journey that lies ahead, because it looks like the reality is you don't have a choice anyway. So let's see, what's the challenge? Okay, well, this is going to sound really weird, Sonya, but with the Ten of Pentacles here, this is going to sound really strange, but this is a kind of like the card of the ending of all suffering. It's the end of the end of the end. And sometimes we talked about this subject a little bit earlier in the evening, where the pain and the suffering of day-to-day life that might have been going on here for a long time without you knowing it, because sometimes we just accumulate all our wounds and suffering as we go along, and that just becomes a part of our life. We just accept that this and this is wrong and it's messed up, and that's just how it is. And that becomes part of your life. You live with like a broken refrigerator, or knowing that a few friends have betrayed you, and that you lost a job and you had to start this and that again, or you had to change your life in some way. And it all accumulates as a pile of pain and anguish and suffering, and to the point where it takes you down completely. Now, with this card in the challenge position, what my feeling is that, because sometimes we can become so affiliated with our pain and suffering and anguish, it becomes such a part of our life, it becomes our identity, to the point where, like, all there is that about yourself, and when you recount your life to others and others share their lives with you, it's all about like the stress and the woes of life, and that becomes your identity, to the point where like you don't even know what it means to be happy, because You might not have ever had the chance to experience it in the way that we're talking about here. But you've got the chance now to move on and discover true love and true happiness. But it means actually being willing to let go of like all the pain and suffering here, because this is the end of the pain and suffering, okay? But this is where it sounds weird. You might not want it to end because it's scary, because it would be like, it's like a ripping away of your identity. Like we love in other words, we can love our pain, we can love our wounds, we can love licking our war wounds, we can like be so immersed in our anxiety that that's who we are. And then having to let go of that, it's very scary, because then you realize, like, well, who am I without my pain? Who am I without my wounds? Who am I without my suffering? I know it's the end of the end, but that's epic. That's who I am. I'm a person who has endured tremendous pain and sorrow and tragedy. I was a pincushion for everybody. I absorbed all their mess. I had all my own messes, and it all added up, and that's who I am. And now Tarot Illumination is saying I have to let that go, because it is the end of that, and that's no longer appropriate and healthy. Oh my gosh, that's a problem. But that's part of perhaps what the spiritual quest is here. So how are we going to deal with that? The process of letting go with the deep pain and suffering that are your wounds, but that are so much a part of you. Aha. Ha 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 ha. So my feeling here, Sonya, is that this situation here is an irreversible chance for you to start life all over again from a very new perspective, where you realize, wow, I don't have to be identified by my pain, my wounds, and all my tragedies. There is more to learn, there's more to understand, so long as I'm willing to admit that I am not composed of tragedy and suffering and pain. I am actually a whole being that has all the ingredients for love and happiness anyway. And you're going to bring all that good stuff with you. And with the Chariot here, it's about moving on and taking charge of your life, but from a very new perspective where you integrate the whole. In other words, all the good and all the bad, all the shadow, all the light, you own it. There's no shame in having suffered. There's no point in making that your whole identity. It's perfectly okay to be a very wounded, hurt person and to open yourself up to love and to healing, and do both of those simultaneously. That's what we all have to do in the end. So that's what this card here, the Chariot, is indicating. It's saying, dear Sonya, it's time to take charge of the full person Sonya, not just the wounded Sonya, but also the Sonya who knows deep down in her soul it's time to move on and go to a higher level of being, a more spiritually demanding level of being, where you're going to be called upon to love yourself first, okay, and foremost, take charge and own that, and do it purely from the heart, uh, where you can like basically like lead and succeed in that way in life, in ways that you've never done before, ways that you've never ever even had a chance to before. Because with the Tower here, the Tower is, I feel it's like it's actually destroying any opportunity for you to hold on to the past and the challenges of feeling that this is your identity. This is no longer acceptable. And because you were perhaps so unwilling to let go, let's call it fate intervened and ripped it away. And now you have no choice but to start again. But this time you're in charge of the whole mature self, which includes all your pain and suffering and wounds, and all the new journey that you're going to have to encounter going forward. Okay, so it's a lot of courage, but you can handle it. All right, don't worry. All right, Sonya, you're going to be fine. Okay, wow. I don't know where these readings come from, people, but I hope you got something out of that, Sonya. I hope I didn't like scare you, or you know, you know, and I don't mean to be intimidating or anything, but sometimes the reading takes over and I don't really know what's happening, and I'm just telling you the story as it comes out, okay? And a lot of times I don't even feel like a person when I do this. I just feel like I'm, you know, I don't want to go into that scary stuff, like, angels speaking and all that. Um, But angels are a very big part of my life. I'm a guy, and sometimes I don't really talk about that energy outside of tarot illumination because a lot of people, it doesn't make any sense. Like when you start talking about your angels and auras and angel interns and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's kind of quiet. It's kind of private. In other words, what we're doing here on Tarot Illumination Sunday Night Live, it's really between Tarot Illumination and you guys, and that's it. Outside of the channel, Tarot Illumination is just a regular dude who just, you know, goes to the grocery store and walks around and, you know, I just do what all you guys do. Okay? Precious, you're up. So you're probably still in the hospital, or I guess. I hope you can still have a good enough signal. Okay? All right. So if you're all making buddies with each other online, that's great, because it becomes like a mutual group support system. Because sometimes we need that. We need others to help us and guide us on our ways. And you can't do it all on your own. You see, 86 Blue Eyes is offering a good perspective there. It's really, really good to watch the screen to see if, to get alternate perspectives, like alternate readings. Sometimes on Tarot Illumination, sometimes other tarot readers show up and they like to offer a separate perspective, like a retelling of the story, and that can help the visitor. So thank you very much. It's awesome, you guys, if you want to do that. Feel free to dive in. Reinterpretation is very welcome here. Okay? All right, Precious, you're up. Okay. Cool. All right, here we go, Precious. I know you're out there. Okay. I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut. That was a 2-card cut. That's amazing. Whew. Here's the situation. Here's how we're going to handle it. Here's the challenge, and here's how we're going to handle it. Okay, Precious? Bammo! Well, well, just because you're here in the room tonight, Precious, to me, that's worth gold. Because my feeling is that when you were sharing yourself with us earlier, your story and all that, that's like gold. You're sharing your gold with us. And that makes us feel very, very wealthy. And in return, to me, it feels like you can sense the abundance coming back to you. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. For some bizarre, strange reason, you decided to trust yourself to the great beyond. Trust your daughter. If I'm getting this right, if you're Precious, the mom whose daughter is in trauma right now, and it's working because you know for a fact, because you saw her smile, that's awesome. That's worth gold. So your conditions and surroundings right now for you, Precious, despite the trauma, it's providing a tremendous opportunity to understand the tremendous amount of wealth and love and abundance that you actually do have in your life. And for the daughter too. She's probably feeling it too, even if she can't really articulate. And that's amazing. In other words, because this is legacy wealth, this is legacy, this is love is as love does. This is the evidence of love. This is the healing power of love in action. This is the outcome and the results of the healing power of love in action. This is what it turns like into three-dimensional real life, stuff that you can own and hold. In other words, the preciousness of life itself. So let's have a look. But dang, it's been a rough ride, huh? All right, Precious. So you're hanging in. You're doing great, and there's no question that you will prevail, no matter how tough this journey, no matter how long you have to endure with your daughter as well. But let's just admit it's been a struggle for you. And it's taking you right to the absolute limits of your endurance, because in some ways you're probably the only person who's been able to actually be there to the level that needs to happen for this good stuff to happen in your situation. So bravo, bravo, precious, and more power to you. Okay, no matter how tough the struggle, you are handling it. What's the challenge though? Okay, we just had a repeat. We haven't had too many repeat cards tonight, so that's kind of a relief to me. Excuse me, hold on, precious. So my feeling here, it's kind of simple in a way. It feels to me, precious. It's just wondering. The fear is that, is this really going to be the end of all the pain and suffering, or is it going to be a very long-term, uh, uh, like a never healing wound kind of thing? So that can be very challenging. The challenge being that um, accepting that it might never actually be a full recovery. That could be very frightening for a parent and a child. But then again, once you accept that as a possible reality, then at least it's identified. When you name a problem, when you identify something that hurts or it's painful, it really, really helps you to own it. Because if you don't, if you pretend that everything's rosy and perfect all the time, you're actually making things worse. So it's really, really good to acknowledge that if you are like deep down wondering, like, is this really going to turn around for the good, like where there's a full healing, or are we going to live with, like, is the pain ever going to be over for real? That's a big challenge because we all want to know that. So, like, in other words, the deep, deep doubt question, like, is this ever really going to be resolved and healed? Are we ever going to find a new light and love and peace and new horizons? We don't know, because we don't know. So let's just be honest about it. But that's not going to defeat you, okay? Just because you don't know. It might be scary, it might be a frightening prospect, but that's not going to defeat you. That's not going to undermine this, because you know already that you've got this. You've got this in the background. You've got us. You've got your resources out there. You've got all the resources of the hospitals and doctors. So how are you going to deal with that? And that's just internal doubt. Trust, trust in heaven, trust in God. Okay, precious. It might be hard to do because you're under intense duress, and she's under intense duress as well. But with such an incredibly challenging situation, it's almost like you have no choice except to trust in the energy of heaven. Trust the healing power of love to be there for you. You don't have to, just in other words, there's no point in worrying about this. Yes, you can worry as much as you want, but there's not much point in doing it. It's much healthier. The way to actually conduct and move forward is to almost kind of do what you're already doing, but take it to the max. Like, just celebrate the miracle that recovery is even possible, and then just let's take it further. Let's go, um, just celebrate it to the absolute max, where um, it's like understanding how incredibly lucky, how incredibly gifted, how incredibly fortunate you are just to have the situation where you are right now. I know that sounds very strange when you're looking at this and when you're looking at trauma direct in the face, but if you look at this as this little smile that you saw, the little tiny sliver of a smile, this could represent the joy of new life starting all over again, from absolutely from scratch, going totally blind you into a whole new world, because it's literally like having to start life all over again. But that can be treated as an adventure, something exciting, something bountiful, something worthy of your attention, something worthy of their attention, where it makes life a fabulous new adventure instead of a hideous tragedy. Okay, so it's just a question of attitude and perspective here. All it's saying here is live as if, adopt the attitude of the fool, adopt the attitude of total blind faith. And we're going to add on to that blind faith in the healing power of love. Okay? That's what we're going to do here, precious, because that's ultimately what we do on this channel anyway. All right. Thank you, precious. I'm really honored that I got to read for you. Let's have a look. Look at that. Look at that. Look at what Empress just wrote. Sonya, cry. Yeah, look at that. Empress. I don't know what you're Empress, you're awesome. Please, please, please. It's really helping people. I think you're really helping people to like condense the tarot illumination reading into a couple sentences, like a real nugget, like they can take home with them in a tiny little nugget, like a little tiny gold nugget. It's beautiful. Thank you, Empress. Everybody, I feel like we should all say thank you to Empress, because Empress is adding a lot of value and bringing a lot of love into the room tonight. Really appreciate that, Empress. Love you very much. Okay? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Your gift to others. Basel, you're up. You're up, okay? You're totally up. What have we got here? What's going on? How many more readings do I have? 1, 2. Whew, there's a lot. Let's see what we can do here. I'm getting kind of close to the point where I don't know how much more I can handle. We're going to read Basel. Hold on. I need a beverage. Ivona. Oh, hey. Hi, Ivona. I just saw your name on the board. Yay. Cranberry juice in full effect. Yes, thank you very much. Actually, you've just reminded me. Thank you so, so much, Favorite. By the way, folks, Favorite is another one for oracles. So sometimes she graciously offers oracles, okay? And she's here in the room tonight. Yay. Let's move this, okay? Basel, you're up, all right? Oh, I think I just did my shuffle and cut, didn't I? I'm starting to get absent-minded now. I don't want to go too far in the readings tonight where I kind of lose it. That's not good for you guys. It's not good for tarot illumination either. Okay, so we're going to cut. Do it like this, okay? All right, thank you, Empress. I saw that. Well, you inspire me too. You understand that, all right? Your energy inspires me. I'm feeding off your energy now. Thank you so much. So, Basel, here's your situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it, okay? And what's going on? Peace, man. Peace, 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 peace and love. So, the indication might be that, I don't know if you're feeling this or not, Basel, but maybe it's time to just chill. You know, maybe circumstances and your conditions around you are absolutely perfect for like checking out, chilling out, doing nothing in particular, just quietly walking away from everybody and everything and just kind of going, you know what? I just need a nap. I need to chill out, switch off the computers. Don't switch off tarot illumination right now, but just switch off everything later or very soon. Give yourself a break and allow literally the healing power of love to enter your life by invocation. We did that earlier. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our bodies from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our minds from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our hearts from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our souls from up above. That's all we're doing here, Basel, okay? So what's the situation? So it might be that you're on a quest here, a little bit of a quest to kind of lock it down a little bit more in the future. And it's not time to do that yet. You might be realizing that, wow, I really need to get my act together. I really, really need to like decompress from life, like disconnect. Maybe you're overwhelmed by jobs, friends, family, children, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, health issues, financial issues, or whatever it is, and realizing that it might be important, first of all, to admit whatever is going on that is like that needs healing, that needs attention, that needs meditation and rest and so on. And then come out of the resting situation. And then the situation is like having an honest, let's say, an honest appraisal of your situation in terms of your talents, your gifts, your value to yourself, your value to others, your values, and the way that your values affect others and how you are perceived in life and how you conduct yourself in life. On the understanding that there is a lot to learn here, and you can't do it simply just by like barreling through life um, as though life is just a continuous onward process, which it is in terms of simple time. But the reality is, I don't know if you ever watch the channel much, but sometimes we talk about retrograde planets. And there was a time period, there's a big time period right now, actually, where we still have the big planets in retrograde. They're invisible, but it does affect us where it's actually asking us to check out. You don't have to rush forward into life all the time. Sometimes it's really, really important to check out, do the self-healing, put yourself into the, you know, like you would maintain your car, maintain your computer, maintain your home, do the inner peace stuff and chill out. But more than anything, just unplug your life from your life. And then allow yourself to go into this very gentle state where you can reappraise everything from scratch on the admission that there is so much more to learn. But what's the problem here? Okay, it is to do with value. It's deeply questioning one's own value, whether you are being appreciated by others and whether you appreciate others. And there might be some serious doubt here, especially how that is reflected back to you in your day-to-day life. In other words, the challenge here might be a sense of your own self-worth, okay? To the point where it's deeply in question, not only deeply in question, but, and it's not so much in doubt, but it's more in question, because there's a big difference. Because I feel that you're perfectly aware that you have good talents and assets and gifts that you own and that you can bring into this world and share with others in a way that's rewarding for you and rewarding for others. But there's still a lot to learn, okay, in some way, form, or another. And so that puts you in a position where the challenge is, it's almost like being willing to admit that there's so much still to learn and grow, because that might be, you might be getting triggered by this whole energy of doubt of self-worth. In other words, when you look in the mirror after having done everything you could with your life for that day, whatever it is, school, jobs, people, friends, family, whatever it is, your own health, just looking after yourself, maybe just your day job or whatever, wondering like, is it really worth it? Why am I here? What am I doing here? Doesn't anybody get me? Doesn't anybody understand me? Doesn't anybody value me and see my true worth here? Now, guess what happens? That if you start doubting that, then if you radiate that energy of doubt, then people sense that. They see that as someone who doesn't appreciate themselves or understand themselves. And so they in turn reflect that back to you as like, oh, well, that's Basel. They're just someone who doesn't really fully understand their own worth. Well, that's their problem. And there's nothing anybody can do about that, because if that's your core nature and you're still growing into a full understanding of your self-worth, that is a problem. So I don't see this as a challenge or an energy of doubt. I see it as more of a big question mark. What am I really worth to myself? What am I really worth to others? What are my gifts? What am I supposed to do with my gifts? How am I supposed to integrate with others as a team in a group situation where I am deeply loved and appreciated and valued by them just as much as I deeply love and value and appreciate them myself? How do we do that? Bam-o! It's all pentacles here, Basel. Okay? It's all pentacles. So, you know, we started off with taking a break. It might be to do with learning how to love yourself more here and understanding that self-love is absolutely paramount to getting to the point of understanding self-worth. Okay? Because the self-worth cannot occur until you learn how to love yourself completely. And maybe you need to go deep within to figure that out by detaching yourself from your existing circumstances where there is this big question mark, okay? And instead, moving forward, taking your circumstances now, let's just say you came out of your reflective state, your self-healing state, and you, let's just say, you understand what we're talking about here, and you do a lot of, let's say, like internal work, self-improvement, self-healing type stuff, where you become more and more in touch with your value and your own self-worth, and you understand how it really is contingent upon loving yourself first and foremost, then what can happen is you can start, I'm not saying you can, I'm just, this is again more like living as if. How are we going to do this? You live as if you already understand your worth. In other words, going back to the same thing, claiming and stating that you are worthy, that you are deserving, that you are open to receive, and that you are ready and you are willing and able to receive. And this would be the gift. You are a gift to yourself. Okay, Basel, that's the point here. You are a gift to yourself. You're a gift to the planet. You're a gift to others. You are a gift to be here tonight with us. That is your gift. You have graced us with your presence, and we appreciate you because I get to do a reading for you, and everyone else gets to participate and enjoy. Hopefully, they get something out of it too. And so, um, in that way, I know it doesn't sound like love, but you're actually generating love by doing that. That's love is as love does. This is with the Ace of Pentacles here. If you can, it's almost like my feeling here is it's a chance to dive within. I'm just going to put this up for show. If this is a chance for you right now, is to go deep within, check it out, decompress from life for a little bit, allow yourself to reformat and refit, configure, and reappraise yourself, and see it as a whole new way, a new way to start all over again with a much higher sense of self-worth and self-appreciation, where it's now truly evident, where you can say, wow, I really am something. I really do have something to offer. Whatever it is, whatever it might be, you have something that is of great worth to us and everyone else, and we will appreciate that. And it will be reciprocal. It will become a self-perpetuating thing. And the opportunity is now. It's happening right now. And with the opportunities cards, they're sacred opportunities. And so it's almost like you're flipping off heaven if you don't accept this. So I'm hoping you take this reading, and we're not trying to judge you or anything. All I'm suggesting is that it would be perfectly okay to check out, chill out, do a very, very methodical self-evaluation, and do whatever you have to do to learn more about self-love and how valuable you really are, because that's the truth of it. We all have value, and we have to accept that. There's no shame in being that. All right, Basil? I hope you got something out of it. I hope it made sense to you. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. Oh, cool. So you got something out of that. So, yeah, this is probably about all I can handle. So let's go for it, Giggle, all right? So, okay, so you got something out of it, Basil. I'm really happy for you. So, Giggle, you're next. You're up, okay? You're up, Giggle. You're welcome. You are totally welcome. Okay? You're totally welcome. I know I'm missing names here. I've missed a lot of names, and I know it's getting very late for a lot of people, so if you got to go, you got to go. And it's coming to a close in the evening here for Tarot Illumination. We've been going for quite a while, and we all have lives to live. It's a big new week starting tomorrow, and we're going to go for it. All right, Giggle, you're up. You asked for it, and now you've got it. All right, let's have a look. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to deal with it. All right, Giggle? You know all about this stuff anyway, so we're just taking it to the next level. Okay, we've had this before. All right, Giggle? So maybe you're being called out. Maybe you've got an opportunity going on in your life right now where the conditions around you are absolutely perfect for a complete reboot and like taking whole things from a new perspective. And it's almost like somebody just knocked on your door and said, hey, I don't know if you were dealing with a bankruptcy issue recently, but you have been granted pardon. You are free to go, Giggle. Have a good life. Don't mess up again the way you ever did before. You are forgiven. You are redeemed. And it's been a pleasure knowing you. That's wonderful. So you get to start absolutely from scratch again with all the other crazies like the rest of us, which is wonderful. And so, you know, it's like getting on that crazy bus that we used as a storyline for the North Node Leo journey. Those videos are still out there on the Tarot Illumination channel, and they're still very relevant for right now because we're still very early in the Leo North Node journey, all right? So, Giggle, you might be in that moment of awakening right now where you're realizing, whoa, it's on. It is on. And you are being called. It's like your turn to stand up in the lights now and like live the energy of redemption. This is a chance to be redeemed and reconcile. It's a wonderful, wonderful energy to have at your back. What's the situation? Look, Giggle, what is going on here? Brand new beginnings. Wow, you do get to start from scratch, and like new opportunities, new golden opportunities, perhaps in ways that are not even discovered yet. You don't even know what they are, but it kind of doesn't matter. It's much more to do with attitude and taking a fresh new look at the world on the understanding that, wow, I am liberated. I am totally free to start from scratch again. And bring all of my talents that I already have with me, but perhaps reconfigure everything in a brand new way that's never been done before. Because there's totally bright new horizons ahead for you. It's just a question of accepting the opportunity, seeing the opportunity, and grabbing the opportunity, and then going for it, going with it. So what's the challenge? Wow, big cards, Giggle. Okay, so let's just say you totally get it. You totally understand what's going on here. But the challenge is that your situation is like it's like taking you to the limits of your abilities. Because I feel like with this card in this position, with the Strength card here, the challenge is wrestling your own internal self to the point where in order to activate these new opportunities, this new start in life, and take full advantage of the big forgiveness that goes on here, it puts you now in a position where you are being called out. You are being called upon to rise up to a higher frequency way of being than you've ever had to do before. And that is a big challenge, especially if you're already very capable. You might be one of those people who's already like very capable in life, very strong, very functional. Maybe others look to you for strength and guidance and so on. But now you're being challenged to like take it higher, where you now have to take all of your skills, opportunities, resources, and the massive power that comes with being forgiven and redeemed and reconciled, and then bring it up to a higher calling where now you, I've had to you, this is the third time tonight I'm going to do this, where you, as opposed to Giggle here, are being called upon to be Giggle, the instrument, okay? Where you are now are taking, where you yourself become an instrument of the healing power of love in whatever way, form you want to interpret that, okay, Giggle? It's a um, big hat to wear. It's a heavy crown to wear, and it's a very, very almost intangible crown because, as you can see from her over here, she would be representing spirit energy. It's the humbling process that occurs where you take all this tremendous strength and power and bring it to the service of something greater than service of self. This is the service of in service of the will of heaven. So whether you do effectively become an instrument, okay, in whatever field in life where you are occupied. So if with this in the challenge here, it's like might be a big challenge to the ego because you might already feel like you're on it, you're on your game, you're growing and evolving, and then you're being called out to be reminded, like, by the way, Giggle, with great power comes great responsibility. So what are you going to do with all your great power, your great awesomeness, your skills, your talents, your resources, and this amazing opportunity, and this massive card of redemption, which gives you the freedom to move forward with all of that? What are you going to do? That's a big challenge. Bam! Bring it down to earth, okay? So my feeling here for you, Giggle, is that it's just getting a reality check. Let's just say, Giggle, you needed this reading in some way, form, or other. It's just that somebody had to call it out and say, Giggle, this is what you needed to hear and understand. And no one's judging you. I think it was you who said you were desperate earlier. Uh, I don't think there's any need to be. It might be just a question of perspective, understanding that you're actually swimming in opportunity right now, but it does involve accepting in a very, very humble way that you're being forgiven and redeemed and allowed to move on and start all over again, perhaps in ways that you might not have ever thought yet you deserve, but it's happening anyway. So that could be a very humbling experience to someone who might it might not feel normal to you to have to be this way. So what it does, it takes you into a position where, wow, I really effing needed this reality check. I needed, for example, maybe I needed to be here on the show tonight. Maybe I needed to hear what Terra Illumination just called out um, in words that I understand. Because if you're already a highly evolved being, and you just need clarity at times. I mean, because we all need it, Terra Illumination needs clarity and healing every day. Then you come to the point where you realize, oh, it's all about bringing it down to earth. In other words, taking all this amazing opportunity and energy and bringing it down to earth in such a way where you literally, it's like the Queen of Pentacles is almost like the living embodiment of love is as love does. She understands love in practical terms. In other words, oh, I love you so much. How can I help you? Would you let me fix a meal for you? And it's not like writing a love letter. Oh, I love you. You're so wonderfully awesome. Blah 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 blah. It's more like, I really love you. I think you need some. I think you need feeding, and you need some beverages. What can we do? I've got plenty. I have everything you need here. And what can I do for you? How can I best serve you? And so you literally become an instrument of the will of heaven in a very effective way, in such a way that it's very, very rewarding, not just to others, but to yourself. So it becomes like a calling. You get called out to be this instrument type person where you realize, oh, there is value in being an instrument. I can actually enjoy that and be that. And other people appreciate that too, because this is very self-fulfilling energy. The Queen of Pentacles is very, very much aware of the energy of generosity, about the laws of attraction, giving and receiving. And her big problem is finding others who are ready, willing, and able to receive what is able to be received by others. And a lot of people are not, they don't feel worthy, they don't feel deserving, they don't feel open, they don't feel ready, willing, or able to receive. And so they can't. And so I think you're in a golden opportunity situation here right now, Giggle, where you can like be that person who like dissolves the barriers that others might have to being ready, willing, and able to receive what you have to offer. Okay? I know that sounds convoluted. You might have to rewind that part several times again just to hear that last couple of sentences, okay? But that was the essence of the reading. I hope you get something out of it, Giggle, and you're not too desperate anymore. Maybe this makes sense to you, gives you some light and encouragement. Siobhan, I hope I said that right, Siobhan. That sounds like an Irish name, Siobhan, because I've seen that name in Ireland when I was visiting Ireland. Siobhan. Okay, there's a bunch of names here that I didn't get earlier. I'm sorry, it's too late in the evening. I'll never catch up with you guys. There's not a chance. Catherine Forte, you're from England. You're in London, yay. Yes, Siobhan, you're next. Okay, that's you. That is you. And Siobhan, are you from Ireland? Are you in Ireland right now? I was trying to put on my best Irish accent. Ireland, from Ireland. Monica Redenti, Queen of Pentacles from Italy. Okay, so did I get it correct? I said Siobhan. Is that right? Like Shevaun, phonetically? Phonetically? Siobhan. No, New York. You're in New York. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Anyway, let's get on with your reading, shall we, Siobhan? Sorry, the cards got a bit messy there. I was distracted. I was trying to lean over and watch the chat room to see what was going on with you guys, but it's hard to do the show and watch the chats at the same time. I'm just letting you know, okay? Like Siobhan. Yeah, I got it. So it's Siobhan. It is Siobhan. Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's a beautiful name. I like that name. And I'm glad I got it right, Siobhan, because it's easy to say Sioban, you know. All right, here we go, Siobhan. This is it. This is it. You're up. We're going to cut. Woo! Let's do that. Let's go crazy here. I'm going to do a really extreme cut. Did you see that? Whoa, boy. Whoa, boy. Let's see what happens. Da, 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 da. I don't know what's going to happen, Siobhan. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to deal with it. What's in the background here? Queen of Wands. We had her earlier. So my feeling here for you, Siobhan, is kind of like you're in the right time, the right place with the right people for the right reasons. And it gives you a little bit of a sense of glow. It doesn't have to be a big overkill, but it's something that you could take home at the end of the day and kind of go toast yourself like, you know, life isn't so bad. Because if you're radiating, if the conditions around you, let's just say right now, the conditions around you are a reflection of your own self. How about that? How does that work for you? Because this is wonderful energy. This is the energy of a beautiful day, of feeling inspired and being inspiring others and being inspired by others and being willing to get out there and be with the people and lead them in that kind of way, fearlessly, courageously, with no doubt of oneself or the situations or the reasons for being here. Let's have a look. What's the situation? How many times? Okay, this has shown up quite a few times tonight. All right, let's just admit it. So, Siobhan, in your situation right now, you might just be extremely lucky. There might be one tiny little nugget of your life which is just amazing right now. And you're realizing it where, oh my gosh, it's absolutely true. This thing does happen. It falls down from the universe. It might feel like it landed in your lap in your life where, oh my gosh, in that particular aspect of my life, wherever this lands, you get a fresh start. You get to really, really see what it's like to be utterly forgiven. And in fact, more than that, blessed and encouraged to go on and start all over again, uh, and because you understand and embrace what it really means to be forgiven and redeemed and reconciled, to the point where no matter what happened in that very particular niche in life, it's almost like the angels above are saying, it's okay, Siobhan. People screw up. You're a human being. It's allowed. We've all done it. And this is your lucky card, because you're getting the get out of jail free card. You get to start all over again, and it's going to be wonderful, okay? Because you've got everything going for you. You might have just needed a reminder, and it might not have happened unless you had that. Everybody hopefully gets this. Everybody does get this at least once in their lifetime. They get that big uh, release and freedom card. So what's the challenge here? What are you going to do with all that? That's a big thing. But of course, there is a little bit of a condition that goes with the judgment card. It's on the understand that this is an extremely valuable gift, to be forgiven, to be redeemed, to be reconciled. It's extremely valuable. It's on the understanding that whatever it was that might have got you into trouble in the past, you don't do that again. No, no, no. You go on understanding how incredibly fortunate and blessed you are, and it leaves you truly inspired. So what's the challenge with all of that? Wondering whether you can handle it all, wondering whether you've got what it takes to kind of live up to this. That could be a big challenge for you. It could make you feel as though you've kind of, let's say, you might be scared that you've put yourself in a corner, or found yourself in a corner, without wanting to, or maybe feeling as though that, like, the challenge is ahead of you, that are going to come. Because when you start all over again, and when you have the chance to, you know, grab life all again, it's very exciting, but it's also a big challenge, because you have to, like, mature with this energy. You can't go back to being whoever it was, however you used to be before this ever happened. So that puts you in a position now where you might be doubting yourself. Well, my gosh, it was just such an amazing struggle just to get here in life with this particular niche aspect of my world. I'm wondering whether I really do have the strength and the ability to move on. Of course you do here, but there is a sense of it. To me, it feels like a sense of extreme doubt, whether, I don't know if I can really do this. In other words, if you feel that there's a lot of pressure on you by circumstance, where you are being expected to rise up to newer, brighter, bolder, better version of yourself than ever before, and you are kind of caught unawares, caught off guard, and then you're starting to doubt yourself. Oh my gosh, can I really be all this? Am I really all that? Do I have all this? Is this really a reflection of me, or does this just look like someone else's weather? And so this might be like, I don't know if I've got it in me. I was burnt out beforehand. I'm kind of burnt out now. But so do you see where we're going with that? It leaves you like maybe a bit exhausted. So how are you going to deal with that? Because you're going to keep going. You have to keep going. There's no going back. Okay. Well, if you were like with the Ten of Pentacles here, my feeling is that it's an acceptance that whatever you did before to bring all this upon, like, let's just say this is self-inflicted wounding, self-inflicted pain. Either it's very deliberate. Some people are very, very subtle and very, very good at undermining themselves. They can be their own worst victim. They can be one of those people who walks around all day long with a post-it on their forehead note, you know, and it's written in reverse mirror writing, and you don't know it's there, and it says victim, victim. I'll do it for you, okay, just to illustrate the point. So it would look like this. Victim. Yay. And in those kind of like gag jokes in the office or something, where somebody comes along and smiles at you and says, hey, how you doing, Siobhan? What's going on today? How's it going? And they put their hand on your shoulder, on your back or something, and they kind of go, oh, let me give you a hug. Oh, you deserve it. You're so sweet. You're so kind. You're so nice. And then they stick that Post-it note on your back, on your shoulder, and you don't know it's there, but everyone else can see it, and it says victim. Da, 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 da. Do you see where I'm going here with this analogy? And so that's not allowed anymore, because you might have been an absolutely highly certified expert at being a victim without even knowing it. You might have had all those telltale signs that everyone else can recognize as being a victim, but you don't know it because you're just trying to be you. And the point is, it's over now. It's done. You don't do that anymore. You do not continue down the path of self-inflicted pain and suffering, and in so doing, attracting that from others, because others see that as like, if you're one of those people who's very good at undermining yourselves, other people who are predators, they see that as candy. They think, oh my gosh, this is going to be so much fun. Let's see how we can mess her up. Let's just see what we can do. So we're going to really mess with her, simply because you might have been innocent. You might have been completely unaware and innocent about how you might have been living life as a victim in some part of your life, which of course is now done. It's obsolete, it's done, it's over with. You're going to be fine. You have more than enough strength to keep going, but it's very, very important that you become aware that you might have one of these Post-it notes on your shoulder, on your back, and you need to find that and you need to rip it up. Okay, this is gone. Okay, no more of that. All right, Siobhan? And that applies for everybody. You know, frankly, that applies for everybody. All right, that's it. Let's play a little song. I want to play a little song here. We've had a lot of healing chit chat here tonight. I'm going to put the cards aside for a moment. I'm going to put all of this over here. Thank you, Siobhan. That's for you in New York. Bye. Let's do this. Get this out of the way here. Something like this, you know, just because we're on a show, it's a live show. I want to keep reminding. I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put a little song on, and I'm going to go get a little beverage to cheer myself up, and I'm going to hang out with you guys on this chat screen, okay? So stay there, hang out for a moment, just watch things over there. I'll be right back. La, 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 This is for you, Siobhan. Go for it. Sing it to yourself, okay, Siobhan? I'm gonna go for the cranberry juice, folks. Cheers, everybody. This is my cranberry juice. Very kind of you all to be here tonight. I've loved doing the show for you guys, and we're going to do this again sometime, okay? So I'll let the song go through. We'll talk in a bit. There you are, Siobhan. That's you. That's you right there. That says Karen. Okay, I'm going to stop the music for a moment so I can just hang out with you guys. I just want a bit of peace and quiet so I can sip my cranberry juice and just check out the screen here, see what's going on with you people. So let's have a look here. Catherine Forte, I see you from London. You are healing, you are healed. Yay, it works, you see? It's crazy. Medusa 99, don't worry, we're going to do the show again another time. Don't you worry. And also there were some awesome people here in the room who are doing a lot of, let's just say, impromptu healing anyway. Empress was here, Abby was here. I think Giggle's a bit of a like a high flyer too, aren't you? Favorite, you're here. Okay. So, you know, it all adds up. So if you gotta go, you gotta go. Bye bye, Big Bridget. That's fantastic. You are, Sonya, you are healing. You are healed. That is a fact. It's what I do. This is what we do here at Terra Illumination. I do. It sounds kind of silly because I just keep doing it over and over and over again, but that's what I do. I do huge amounts of self-healing work every day because I have to. If I don't do that, things fall apart very quickly. That's just how it is for Terra Illumination. It's not something that everybody does. I don't know if, you know, it's just something I have to do. If I don't do the self-healing work that I do on myself, things fall apart. So, Monica, a big fat TL kiss to you as well, okay? Monica Redenti from Italy, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Giggle. It's awesome. And we will do this again, Giggle, sometime for sure. No question about it. I want to thank all these people, everybody. Just, I don't know. I didn't really count any of this, but I've never had 4 pages before. That's a lot of people for the room. It's a lot of people who want readings and need readings. So before I close out the show, I'm going to take advantage in case there's a bunch of newbies here, for example. I wanted to do this again. If you haven't noticed it, if you go to the Terra Illumination channel, there's a little video. It just went up in the last day or so. It's about a raffle. That's for people who want to enter a raffle to get a full-on, full-blown, at least a minimum 1-hour private complex reading. It's the same thing you would get if you ordered a full-on private reading at the terraillumination.com website, which is not the channel. Okay, and just to show you, these are the tickets. This is how they show up here. I get these printouts of all the tickets that have been sold, and some people have been buying multiple tickets because they want to improve their chances of winning. But we just put this out there. We've never done it before, but you know, on the show tonight, we just do little mini freebies, and it's just for fun, and it's just to promote the channel and help you guys. But for people who really want a chance at a full-blown reading, you can go to the raffle, and you go to the proper ticketing service. It's all very professional, and then you can buy your ticket. And then once enough tickets are sold, then we'll shut the raffle down, and then we'll hold a little tiny live show, and we're going to pull the winner. And the lucky winner gets to book their private reading. Poof, that's it. So if that's how it is. Wait a minute, everyone's going to Italy with Monica? Yay! So we're all going to Italy. Thanks, Monica. Yay! Bye, Basel. Thank you so much. Bye, Sonya. If you want to buy a ticket, yeah, you'll get. I mean, you're not going to win. Not everyone's going to win. There's going to be one winner per raffle. Okay. And that means we have to sell about 20 tickets at least. I got to sell at least 20 tickets because it's a lot of work just to run the raffle. So the actual total of the tickets sold is going to be quite a lot higher than the retail price of the reading itself. But you know, I've got to make it work. It's uh it's a lot of work to run the channel, and I love doing the private readings. I love doing the free readings, but can't do it as a like a charity operation forever. So we're trying to find a way to make it work so it's still affordable for you guys. You still get a chance. And I wanted to also thank Sharon, one of the Sharons. There's quite a lot of Sharons who come to the show. One of you, um, you did something that I've never seen before. I didn't even know it was possible. But there's a way to support the channel by going to the PayPal thing on the website. You know, like, you know, when you, if you buy a private reading, you go to the website, you put the money in the PayPal, you book your reading, and then we do the reading. That's what we do here. But I don't know if you guys know this, but we're very, very slowly, very gently trying to start off the new channel, Tarot Elimination 2, Tarot Illumination Love Tribe, where we can handle the really, really tough, challenging subjects and issues that come up that would typically only come up in a private reading because they're too delicate, too personal, too controversial to do in a public setting like this or to do on the public channel. It's just too much. The YouTube censorship system will not allow it. I discovered that. I learned that the hard way. So we're trying to build, and this is TL1, okay? But we're going to slowly build TL2, which is going to be the private subscription channel. It's kind of like Netflix. You just pay $1 or $2 per month, and you get everything, okay? You don't have to pay per video like they do on Vimeo. I know a lot of the readers offer reports on Vimeo where you buy each reading. We're not going to be doing that here with Tarot Elimination Love Tribe. You're going to get the whole channel, and there's going to be all sorts of goodies on the channel that you can't get on the free channel. So the thing is about, sorry, I got sidetracked. What I was trying to explain is that I wanted to thank Sharon personally because she figured out a way to support the channel by doing a monthly payment plan. And I didn't even know it was possible, but apparently it's possible. And so I wrote back and I said, hey, Sharon, that's very cool. Thank you. And if you want to, like every 6 months, you can cash in with a reading, you know, just because you've earned it. Like every 6 months or every year, she's going to get a reading. I hope she, you know, got the email and understands that because, you know, it kind of works for Tarot Illumination because then I don't have to be under so much pressure to try and, you know, keep the channel going and all of that stuff, do all the free stuff and do the private stuff. But it's like a very long, slow. I'm still trying to understand it. But what it looks like, what she did was she went onto the PayPal, and instead of buying a private reading for this or a private reading for that or making a regular donation, she figured out. I don't know how to do it, but she figured out how to do a monthly payment plan, just a couple of dollars, you know, but it adds up. And so it's like she's a subscriber anyway. And so I said, you know, just for that, just for you, just for this one-off, um, you know, once it all accrues, let's book it. Let's get you a reading. So I just wanted to let you guys know, because with Tarot Illumination, we're kind of like pushing things a little bit. I don't know if you're aware. I'm taking advantage of the audience right now. You guys, I wanted to let you know that Tarot Illumination has been doing a huge amount of homework behind the scenes to stabilize the channel. Because Tarot Illumination was really, really devastated by the new community guidelines. But it's okay. We're coming around for that now. And we're keeping the channel really super clean and super compliant because we have to allow for the under 18 crowd. But in doing that, we had to realize that there's only so much that you can do on the YouTube now because there's no going back. YouTube is really, really tightening up the scrutiny on the channel, on all channels everywhere. And it's happening randomly. Some channels are not effective, but some channels are getting devastated. And Terra Illumination was one of them. But now we're coming back, and it means having to be very, very careful. Sometimes, like, I don't know if this video is going to be flagged. We don't know until it's fully posted and loaded. In case I accidentally said a controversial word or something that triggered the censorship systems. So we're going to find out as we go along. I just want you guys to all hang in. It's going to be a long-term thing. So if you can find ways to entertain yourself in the chat, that's great. I love the way that you do that. It really takes a load off Terra Illumination, knowing that you guys are kind of there doing your own self-support thing. Often we talk about the campfire here at Terra Illumination. It really, really is like that. It really is a place where let's take this, pretend this is that Native American thing called the talking stick. Soon we're going to be holding events, probably ticketed, paid events, where we can hang out. Here's the example, like 10 people in the room, $10 a head, and we're going to have a very serious private conversation. It will not be recorded. It will not be saved. It's very private, or it might be recorded just for the members. And we'll deal with some very, the really tough questions, the things that we can't talk about here, okay? And so those events will be planned and so on. And we'll see what happens. We're pushing it, but we're using the new Zoom systems for meetings, which is very powerful. We're not using Skype anymore for anything. And we're using Eventbrite for ticketing. And what else is new? What else? Anyway, that's it. It's a starting point. And I want to thank all of you for being very supportive about how to keep the channel going. I did a lot of homework. I looked at VidMe. I looked at Mind. I looked at Vimeo. I looked at YouNow. I did all of that. And I'm still doing the homework and doing a lot of studying, okay, to figure it out so it works for you guys. Because it has to work for us over here at Terra Illumination just as much as it has to work for you guys. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make the best of it. And by the way, very long term, once we can afford all the fees of getting the Zoom systems working for the webinars, we're going to be able to hold real live webinars where you guys, okay, put it this way, or even in the private meetings, put it this way. If anyone's here who's had a private reading with Terra Illumination, you will know that we do it on camera and we are talking, okay? We speak and we write and we talk. It's just like this, like what you see here, but I can actually talk with you guys. Now, when we do these group events, it's going to be like having a private meeting with 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 people or whatever it is. And there's a way that we can talk and hang out and actually hang out like this, but we don't have to do it through, let's say, the Hangouts system. We can do it in a total private room where we can say anything and do anything. So it's a very powerful system, but it's going to take a while to integrate everything. I just want to let you guys know. So it's just a process. It's a work in progress, and I would just hope that you guys hang in for the long term, because I'm going to do everything I can to keep going for you guys. All right. Whew. All right. Now, let's wrap it up with a little farewell song, and we'll. I'm just going to play this one in the background, and we can all just slowly unwind and say goodnight and go back to our lives. Okay? Let's have a look. Okay, we're going to play this little song, and we're going to do that in a moment. You just sit there, hold on tight, everybody.
I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I gotta tune in to what the angels say. Listen for the good news coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today.
Good night, Empress. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Empress. Yeah, yeah. Good night, Blue Eyes. Good night, Blue Eyes. Good night, Empress. Bye-bye. Cheers, everybody. Here's the cranberry juice. Good night. Monica, we do this on Sunday nights. Sunday Night Live.
Walking in circles.
Good night, favorite darkness.
Climbing up a mountain, looking around. Yeah.
Good night, Cheryl. Bye, Cheryl. Love and joy. Good night, love and joy. Good night, Catherine. Or good morning, Good morning, Catherine.
Crashing down, down. Oh, I'm waiting on the will of heaven today.
Good night, Sonya. Thanks for coming, Sonya.
I listen for the good news coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today.
Good night, Ivona. Good night, Ivona. Bye.
Smelling all the flowers, staring at the moon. Listen to the waves come crashing down, down. Walking in circles, feeding all the birds. Climbing up a mountain, looking around.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're waiting on the will of heaven today. We gotta tune in to what the angels say. We listen for the good news coming our way. We're waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Gotta tune in to what the angels say. I listen for the good news coming our way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Waiting on the will of heaven today. Okay, I'm turning on off the house lights, and this is just for all the diehards who are still here. I know, it's very late. I'm just going to let the song play through one more time and then we're calling it quits, okay? Thanks, everybody. Thank you so, so much. Good night, John Boy. What is that?
I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I gotta tune into what the angels say. Listen for the good news coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today.
I know, Giggle. I know what you're saying. I understand it. I get it now. What did you say? Oh my God, I just dated myself. I didn't see it as dated. I was saying you were dating yourself. There's other ways that that can be interpreted, though.
Feeding all the birds, climbing up a mountain, looking around. Yeah, smelling all the flowers, staring at the moon. I listen to the waves come crashing down. Yeah, whoa, whoa, I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Gotta tune in to what the angels say. I listen for the good news coming my way.
Giggle, you're funny. You're making me laugh.
I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Smelling all the flowers, staring at the moon. Listen to the waves come crashing down, down. Walking in circles, feeding all the birds.
The stuff you guys talk about makes me
Climbing
laugh.
up a mountain, looking around. Yeah, I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Gotta tune in to what the angels say. I'm waiting on the good news coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today.
I see what you guys write about. Crazy.
I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Gotta tune in to what the angels say. I listen for the good news coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today.
Okay, I'm going to close it down now, folks. It's been so lovely. And I thank you all for being here. It's been a lovely evening, of course. We always seem to have a really good time here. This is just for the few remaining diehards. Thank you all so much. Love doing this for you. We're going to do it again another time, God willing. And that's how it is. Thank you all so much. Hold on, I just want to close this out here and then let you bless you all in the coming week. Okay? Love yourself first. Love yourself. Love you. Love you. Love yourself. Cherish yourself. Understand how incredibly lucky you are to be a human being alive on the planet at this moment in time, to have this chance to evolve and grow and become the new you. Okay? Okay. So here we go. Closing it down. Hands are going away. Hands are going away. And I'm going to close off the transmission. It's been beautiful. How do I do this? Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night.